Should start in a minute. We are getting ready to go live. We are on. We here, y'all. What's good? I hope y'all ready for this watch party. We got Chief Pontiac in the building. I call him Rod Hayes, my brother, my kinfolk, my I don't even know what to call you. We've been knowing each other so long. Shit. This is like my confidant, my everything. Like, we just so tight, connected. And I know y'all ain't seen me. A lot of y'all ain't seen me in a few years. I've been in my little hiatus. I was in my little chill moment. I had my time off, and it's time for me to come back. So I'm back. And what better way to do it than to bring Rod on this live? And we both got the same message that this is something that need to happen. So here we are. Welcome in, everybody. Y'all, I cannot see your messages. We had like a little bit of a technical difficulty type of situation, but we are here. And I hope you guys are ready for the message that Mother got for you and Spirit is leading us to bring to you. Y'all can drop your names in the comments. I'm not seeing them right now. Hold on, let me see if I can see it. Rod, can you see on your end or no? Yeah, no? I can't hear you. Oh, you're muted. Do I gotta unmute you? Oh,
Nope,
there
I
you
got
go.
it. Yeah, so there's a few of them coming in on the comments on this side, but on YouTube they're gonna have a comment section, and on Facebook they'll have their own comments, so that you seeing
Mm-hmm.
comments in different platforms.
Right. That's why I'm charging my other phone so I can kind of keep track of that as well and tap in on both of those. Welcome in, everybody. Come in, come in, come in, come in. I wanted to be able to play the song, but like it ended up that I have to like actually look at you all from my phone, my iPhone, and then have my laptop here so I can pull up the videos for the watch. So I'm sorry, y'all. I can't see y'all, but welcome in. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Rod, you want to say something before we do all of
Well,
that?
anytime we get together, Dre, it's a beautiful occasion. And most of us is unaware that anytime a chief that's been selected by the matriarchy is speaking, it's noticed the agent, is noticed the principal. This is a tribal communication for the collective tribes all over the land with no respecters of person. I don't have time to get into the divisive factors. We have to just fight for all of the tribes. And then when we get back into our original order, right, then we can cut the pie up. But we can't fight over the pie before we get it. We ain't got the pie yet. Why we fighting? Right.
That part.
So we pull the pie out the oven, and Big Mama called us in the kitchen, said, "Now I'm gonna cut this pie up, and I'm gonna cut it at one time and one time only." So we just waiting on our slice of the pie, but in the meantime, we got to fight for the whole pie. We can't just fight for one piece. So
Facts.
that is notice the agent, notice the principle in a time-stamped archivable format for all valid legal purposes. That is the standard. And with that, you are now chiefing with the chief and hanging out with Drea Talk.
Period. Welcome in, y'all. Y'all keep going coming in. Oh, I think I can see messages. Hold on. Let me see if I can see. Oh, I do. I see some messages here, but I'll have to click on it to see it. But I'm not gonna focus on the messages, y'all. But if people are coming in, hey, how you doing? Cosmic Light, what's up? Carolyn, what's good? Voice art with Zay, Terra Soul 777, Jacqueline, I am Party Love. Who else is in? Queen 99. Welcome in, matriarchs. Welcome in, emperors and empress. It's gonna be a good one. All right, so yeah, I wanted to be able to play this song because the reason why I want to do it is because we have meeting of the matriarchs, and
Hmm.
we have a collective that is just so, oh my God, I'm so amazed with all these women. We be behind the scenes, we helping other women and their children, and we already, like, it's already a movement. So if y'all ain't a part of it, I don't know what to tell you. DM me, you know what I mean? We got a whole chat room. We get ready to put together a Zoom next month to where we're talking about people that are misplaced and how we can help them have placement. Also, children to be bulletproof from the system. We got a lot of stuff going on. So, get in. And we really about that life. I know a lot of times that we have women coming together and it doesn't work out. This ain't that. This all in love. It's all respect. It's just honor for each other. It's just all love. And I'm so appreciative for it. I'm going through some things in my life right now. And when I say these women are like, just everybody is just encamping, you know what I mean? Just this whole collective. And so you all just make sure I'm on Drea Boss Smiling on Facebook. If you all want to be a part of that, just make sure you DM me. I have been the one that has facilitated most of it. Kia as well, Kia Baker, if you guys don't know her. And then we have some other women that are involved. I am a Ak. She is also involved. So y'all just make sure that y'all come on. We need all of us, all of us. It's a collective. It's not about me. It's not about them. It's about all of us collectively. So just want to put that out there.
That tie right into what I said earlier about we just can't fight for our tribe and only our tribe. We got
Mhm,
to fight for all of the tribes because all of the tribes is legitimate. The who's illegitimate is this legal fiction that they call in our government.
mhm,
It's a foreign occupational force. The police are a foreign occupational military boots on the ground in order to stop us from ever being able to come to the position where we can see if we fought. You can't overthrow the enemy system with the enemy system. It's not possible.
okay.
They not gonna never give you. How you gonna put somebody in bondage and then say this is the key to the front gate, but don't use it? They're
Facts.
not gonna never give you the key to the front gate. But the problem is that we've been using the system instead of tribal tradition.
Mhm,
Everything I've been doing, I don't care about the system. I just follow the tribal tradition, and that's how we are where we are now.
mhm,
Under the tribal order, we know that the women are the ones who are the owners of the land.
mhm,
First to rise from the primordial waters with the planet itself. Some call it the Great Tiamat. Some call it Gaia, right? Some call it Eris, which gave birth to Earth,
mhm,
right? But whatever it is, it's three critical factors. They will add everything else in on these three critical factors to divide the sisterhood. So y'all pay attention. You have to have two X chromosomes. No, you can't be transgender because you might be the earth will treat you like a parasite if you end up gathering the women and turn you off. In layman terms, I mean your ass gonna die. The second thing is mitochondria. Now we're gonna get back to the mitochondria. The second one is the last one is the uterus. Okay, now you're looking at the uterus. The uterus is the only thing on earth in any species of animal that got a direct link to source. Let that sink in.
mhm,
Source is helping the woman build the body of the child in the womb. It's the only place that mimics the creation of the triple darkness of the dark matter, which is the dark mother, which is the great mother, which is the
mhm,
great matriarch, which is prime creator. Her womb, which represents creation. We are all in the womb of the great mother. But everybody think we are in the mind of the great father. The great father is the love that was birthed out of the triple darkness, the love and the light. So this is why they want us to keep saying love and light and don't acknowledge the dark. To disregard the dark is to disregard the great mother.
mhm.
We're going to use the famous prayer of the Catholic Church, the Hail Mary. What's the first line? Hail Mary, Mother of God. Let that sink in. If she birthed God, what that make her,
God.
right? So we was having conversation and we was talking about this stuff, and this is what gave rise to this broadcast. Because we don't have to let the government know nothing. They don't got nothing to do with us. We the tribes.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to have a protocol and an order. Anywhere a woman meet the 2X chromosome, the mitochondrial and the uterus link, they qualify to come to the sister healing circle. That's the only three things that's required. The mitochondria goes back to what they call the fall, because they said that Sophia created Yaldabaoth from the luminous light of the pleroma. But when you go into the esoteric circle, Sophia births wisdom from the Ein Sof, which they refer to as the pleroma. So you have to look at the Kabbalistic tree so you have a visual of what I'm saying. At the top of the Kabbalistic tree, right, is Kether. Kether is the third eye, right? But then it has to go through the Sophia, which is the wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
And then it ends up in what's called Ein Sof, right? This is all metaphoric for mitochondrial resonant frequency. The women, when they come together in a celebration of femininity and are returning back to the order, they don't have to know it. They just have to want better. They want, y'all got 7 generations about to birth with one action, right? By coming together, it's creating what they call a grid resonant frequency. Now, in activating the combination of those three things is something we need to know. Water amplifies spiritual messages. The garment over the water should be white because the white is going to absorb, right, the spiritual messages that's coming in off the light. And then it's going to cause a cycle between the sunlight, the white garment amplified off of the water. Now, while that's going on, remember, Earth is pulsing like a heartbeat, and they call that Schumann resonance. Schumann resonance is the wrong term. When you go back to Kemet, Shu is a masculine deity, and Min is a masculine deity. So what did that tell us about the grid flip? Shu Tefnut is the correct frequency, but they don't want to acknowledge the feminine. Tefnut is painted as the canopy, and Geb is painted as the earth. But remember, it's as above, so below, and we in the upside down, so they flipped it on us. They took away Mother Nature and gave us Father Nurture. Father Nurture is warfare. It's
Mm-hmm.
to raise soldiers, to raise masculine men, providers, and protectors, right? So the father energy is the energy that's supposed to protect the earth. And this is why it's been an attack on the masculine and the feminine. They have to break down the masculine protectors in order for the women to be vulnerable enough to have to go on defense and then strike back offensively based on, this is where you get your angry black woman and your Karens from,
Mm-hmm.
right? They coming from a legitimate spiritual place, but their perception in the physical world was distorted by systems created to distort their perception. The real Karen, if she get out of her low frequency, and go into her higher frequency is a freedom fighter. The lower is she's just a pest in her lower vibration. The angry black woman is speaking with the force, and she's letting everybody know that she's been wrong, but she don't know where she wronged at. So she take it out on everybody because she can't find the source to the problem, because the source to the problem was to conceal the fact that she had the power to change
Mhm.
it. By having the sisterhood intact, y'all would automatically know what to do because y'all connected to the universe in a way that y'all have the first and second law of nature responsibility in your lap out the gate. First law of nature is self-preservation. The second
Mhm.
law of nature is the preservation of one species and one kind. That is the rearing of the children, right? The extension of that, which is actually the third law, but they merged them together for confusion purposes, is the procreation for the continuation of the species, right? But it's the first law of nature of a female bear walking on her own runs into a male bear. This is the perfect example how the law of nature works. She can't whoop him. He will tear her ass up 90% of the time. What's the 10%? If she got one cub with her, she done activated the second law of nature. Her two laws is overriding his one, which is leveling out his strength advantage and is giving her feminine ferocity the ability to overcome the masculine. It's the same as when a despotic chief assumes the position of chief and the women discover that he's doing that dirt and she snatches rank from him. He's not the chief no more. He's been disgraced.
Mhm.
This is tribal culture. This don't got nothing to do with your westernized religions, philosophies, or none of that. This tribal culture, what I'm talking about. In
Mhm.
the tribal system, the women, the matriarchs of the land, have a council. And if a chief, male chief, is not doing his part or if he's despotic in any way, they will snatch his power from him. If you don't believe me, ask AI.
Oh yeah, I know. I know about that. I did studies on that. Mhm.
But I'm talking about for the people that's watching, because a lot of people probably never heard it. So they
That's
don't
yeah.
know that
That's the
it don't
order.
matter who the president is, the chief on the land is who the women said the chief on the land was. They don't care what the, don't worry about your election. All of the certified matriarchs, head of household females, are in on saying who the chief gonna be. They don't even have to all know them because they have a hive connection that they told you didn't exist. You're not telepathically linked, but you be hearing sisters talking in your head all day. You wondering if that's your voice or not. But when you start answering each other, because in occult, when you learn in high magic, it tell you when you encounter anything encroaching up on your space, you always ask this: who are you? What do you want? And where did you come from? That's an automatically thing. So when you hear a voice in your head, if you don't sound like your voice, who are you? What do you want? And where do you come from? And you're going to be able to start linking with other sisters that's looking for sisters that can talk with the mind, what not with the mouth. Because they the
Mhm.
ones that's deepest into the healing of the earth. So looking at the model they gave us of the crust, the molten lava in the iron core, right? The ones who's already connected is the iron core of the sisterhood. All of the ones that's running around thinking they alone, that's the lava. But the ones that's doing the self work, that's the crust. They trying to figure it out. They ain't figured it out yet. So that's what's separating them from going back to the core. Well, you need to create a healing circle because women heal women faster and more effectively. If you put a sickly woman around a group of healed women and they more her healed, it's the message is coming from source through mitochondria, right? and it will activate her mitochondria to tell her cells to fix the problem. They don't want y'all to know that power. What they call the three sisters, right? If you got a sister that's out of control and you got three good sisters that's in balance, y'all make a tetrahedron and stick her in the middle. And she can't stay like that. Your heart chakras are gonna be talking to each other through her, and it's gonna make her do either two things: sink or run. That's only two things she's gonna do: sink, not SIENK, but SYENCH, as
Mm-hmm.
in synchronicity. She's gonna
Mm-hmm.
join y'all frequency and heal herself, or she's gonna run from the healing because that first jolt has a massive amount of fear. But
Mm-hmm.
that's sorcery that was done to break the sisterhood up. It was did on purpose. It was writing the sisterhood across a mirror and breaking it on the crossroads
Mm-hmm.
to break up the sisterhood. So y'all was always looking for pieces of yourself and didn't nobody tell you. And since they didn't tell you and they didn't give you the tools to discover it on your own, you never knew that the sisterhood's power what to reclaim the earth was absolute. It's not subjective. That's turned Isis into Jesus and her son.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them is Jesus in your New Testament. The mother and the son are both called Jesus. But when they want to separate the two, they refer to the son as the son of man, and that's supposed to be derogatory. That's not supposed to be celebratory. It was meant as an insult because Big Mama had to make a son to protect the earth from these suckers that was coming because she seen them ahead of time. So she made a son. This is your story that they tell you Sophia made a son without a consort. Like that was the problem. That's not the problem. The problem is why did she have to do it?
Mm-hmm.
And she couldn't do it without the consent of source because it had to form in the uterus with the hands of the creator. So she couldn't have been producing a Yaldabaoth, a malformed deity. That's what that means. Yaldabaoth means that in the physical 3D terms for people, it would mean somebody that didn't do their self work, but they feel entitled to all of the benefits of if they had. That's a Yaldabaoth in human terms. In God terms, they saying that this Yaldabaoth was out of balance. Why did they call him out of balance? Why was they saying he was malformed? Because he was masculine in all respects, but defended the feminine. So they called him a sissy.
Mm. They do that this day too.
Yeah, but the
Yeah, call
ones,
them simps.
yeah, the ones they calling that now probably earned the title. But when we talking about Sophia creating from herself a son as the defender of the earth, it changes the dynamic of the occult message. Everything that would give and empower the divine feminine was usurped, villainized, and fed to us in reverse. All of it.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't no woman came from no man real. That's just fucking ridiculous. It didn't happen, right? That's a metaphor. It's not literal. You got to remember, a rib is a cage.
Mm-hmm.
And what was Maya Angelou's most famous book called?
I don't know.
I Know Why the Caged Bird Sing.
Oh, I thought that was a poem though. I didn't know it was a
It,
book.
it's a poem, and but she wrote a whole book. It's her first part of her biography,
Oh, okay.
her autobiography, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the caged bird is synonymous with the woman that's been trapped and blocking her from being her true self in her nature. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just like we do in the church. The church stealing all of the feminine power and giving it to the Pope. I don't care what denomination it is, they giving the power to the Pope. They all 501c3 government
Mm-hmm.
agencies, and they all have to follow an edict that is given by the Pope, even if
Yep.
they Protestants,
Facts.
Baptists, Presbyterian. The only ones that had anything against the Catholic Church that was trying to figure out an alternative way around it was the AME Church. That's the American Methodist Episcopal Church. They seen the women's ceremonies and they said we can use the church to cloak the sisters. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why you don't have a prosperous church unless they have a high ranking matriarch that's been loved and respected by other matriarchs. This is how you know the mega church. You think that preacher that's talking is he not the one. Go back to Kemet and you will see what I'm talking about. Isis comes from Aset. Aset means the throne,
Mm-hmm.
right? And her Aset as the throne makes her Pharaoh. Pharaoh means the light of the house. I done seen some dudes that keep house pretty well, but they still don't have that feminine touch that brings the home to the house,
Facts.
right? That's the light of the house. That's what they're talking about. The word Pharaoh is a feminine, but it's derived from a Greek identifier of the lady of the house. But
Mm-hmm.
everybody think they talking about the men. Ramses this, Thutmose that, Namar this. No, all of those were spokespersons. Because behind every great man is what?
A great
Go on, tell
woman.
them. You don't believe me. You tell
A
them.
beautifully strong, great woman, period. Okay. We already
That's
know that though.
because when you go back to the tribal order, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because the one who the women push out to defend them, they all stand behind him. Who's supporting him? He
The
gonna whoop
women.
ass everywhere he go.
Mm-hmm.
Cause when you fighting in the name of love, you invincible. You a fucking superhero. Cause in women is your spiritual protection for you to defend them in the physical world. And the sooner the men grasp that concept, the faster they wake up to their own personal power. Your personal power, if you are a Y chromosome, this is understand for the men. If you are a Y chromosome, you cannot pass mitochondrial. That means you can't control mitochondrial. And if you can't control it, you need a host.
Mm-hmm.
So the host is hosting through the heart chakra by unconditional love. If your mama pick your wife, even though you think you doing some max stuff, you think you pimping. I'm gonna go get me a bad. I'm gonna go get me a baddie. And then you pull up on her. If her heart frequency ain't right, your mama will make that woman. She on the wrong frequency for you. This is why they tell you in a Christian religion, don't be unevenly yoked.
Mm-hmm.
You only need a sympathetic connection and a heart connection, and y'all are a remote control on the TV channel of life. You can push the button and change stuff. But the love can't have conditions. Like, I'm only gonna love you if you do this. I'm only gonna love you if you don't do that. That's conditional love and it closes the heart chakra.
Mm-hmm.
This is why it's easier for women to move in unconditional love than men because it, don't nobody love a child more than their mom. Because she don't have a reason. She don't need a reason. The daddy need a reason. He need to know it's his. Mama don't need no reason. She know where it came from. She know what it felt like at 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, all the way to the end.
Mm-hmm.
They have a communication on a level that nobody outside of that parent and child can really comprehend, especially when they coming from that true place. That's that bond. That's an unbreakable bond. This is why they don't let them pair bond properly at birth in the hospital. This is why we got to go back to the doula centers,
Mhm.
right? The proper pair bonding, the mother can't tell the placenta to release until the baby drinks the colostrum and send the message back through the umbilical cord. They heard cut that cord. Come on, father, cut the cord. He just became his baby's worst enemy and didn't even know
Mhm.
it. And his wife. Don't cut the cord.
Mhm.
It'll wait till the placenta release if you want to cut the cord. You don't even have to cut the cord at all. It'll fall off on its own,
Mhm.
right? That's called a lotus birth. It's there for a reason. Talk to the doulas, right? Phoenix Rising, my chief of staff, she a doula. We talk about this stuff, right? And we know now what we didn't know before. Them bright ass lights is erasing our memory at birth.
Mhm.
It's erasing our, and it is making it hard to recover our identity of self. And while we struggling to do that, they got us going through a 12-step detox from thinking and self-identification called school. Now they didn't got so good, they didn't put us in preschool, and now they are starting to educate us or miseducate us in the womb, right? They study in fetal psychology. That's the understanding of the thinking of the baby in the womb. Why do they want to know that?
Right.
Why is that important?
Facts.
Right?
We already know why. Mhm.
Yeah. Because once you know how it works, you can disrupt it. But you don't want them to know you know how it works. So you can feed it back to them back,
Mhm.
right? Like when they found out that the the geniuses, the Mensa group, discovered Beethoven's music for a pregnant woman enhances all cognitive and intellectual faculties of the child as well as physiological. They know this. It's not a secret. But it wasn't, the mainstream was trying to figure out a way around it. So they start what they doing, putting labels on it. This is fringe prenatal, or this is alternative prenatal. They're trying to tell you that like we got the real stuff and they stuff fake. That's what they telling us. Right? That's like they trying to give us a transgender and tell us it's a woman, but then they gonna never have a baby. That's what they doing to us. It's the
Yeah.
bait and switch. The kind game in the street is called bait and switch. They tell you getting one thing and give you something entirely different.
And they doing it in entertainment every day, all day. You know, I'll be exposing it. This is what they do. It's to mess
Look,
our trick our
on my
brains.
on my last trip, I seen so many bearded ladies, I didn't even want to take another trip. Half of them make my beard look scraggly. They beard so thick. I was like, that used to be an
No.
oddity in the sideshow. Now that's mainstream news. Like they just
Wait,
walk
where were
around like that's
you?
normal. I went to Atlanta, but I seen it all the
Oh,
way down there on the
I
way
knew I
every
knew it
stop.
was gonna I knew you was gonna say Atlanta.
Yeah, but I was seeing it all the way down there at every stop. It was like a bearded lady everywhere. I'm like, what the?
It's like an epidemic. Seriously. It's sad.
Yeah. So the video arrangement I picked two Sufi videos to show them.
Mm-hmm. I saw that.
Now remember this because Sufi is Sophie.
Okay.
Sophie is Sophia.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sophia is the great mother in the creation of what we call it now, the Matrix.
Right.
This
Create the
Matrix
physical
is
world, which was the sun. Yep. Mm-hmm.
yeah. Now, when you look inside mitochondria, you will find what's called the key to the matrix. It's in the mitochondria. So I mean that the mitochondria is the understanding of the operational network of the matrix. Without mitochondria, can't none of us live.
Mm-hmm.
They can't take it out. They can inhibit it. They can break your machine down where it can't function properly, but they can't stop it and expect you to live.
Mm-hmm.
Even the clones still need a mother because they still need a mitochondrial matrix. They can't survive without it because the
Mm-hmm.
mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. The Sufi is the fringe of Islam. Most of us don't know that before the patriarchs took over, Allah was a punk, what we call in modern terms a BAN. The real source of the power before the patriarchs took over was Allah.
I was gonna say a lot, but it's a lot. Yeah, I say a lot,
Now,
but yeah.
in the culture, they make Allah into the daughter of her son.
Make that make sense.
I don't know how they did it. Allah is older than Allah, so how
Mm-hmm.
can he be her father? And then it was three of them because she had two sisters. I forgot their names because I wasn't focused on the sisters as much as the usurping of Allah. Now, the black cube that they circumambulate 7 times, that's a conjure. The black cube is Lilith. That's why they call it Saturnian, because Lilith is the moon to Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
When Luna, the Earth artificial moon matrix, is in its 3 days of darkness before the last crescent to the new crescent, Lilith is in control again. But they don't tell you that because they don't want you to know. Because she gonna tell you to rebel, rebel, rebel. Don't go for it, rebel. And the women gonna start saying, well, what do we gotta do? We supposed to be rebelling. They gonna, because they steady feeding you misinformation. And then when Luna come back on, it hit y'all again with that frequency. That's not supposed to be there. It's a holographic matrix designed to usurp the woman's personal power. That's why it governs your menstrual cycle.
Mm-hmm.
On Earth, the woman supposed to decide when she want to have a baby, and she'll have either 2 or 3 cycles before she get pregnant. Because the first cycle, she will flush all of the toxins from her body. If she don't feel like that's sufficient, she'll do another flush. That'll be 2 cycles. Then
Mm-hmm.
she'll get pregnant on the third cycle, right? So she know her lifestyle and she know what she was doing. She can turn it on and turn it off. That's called parthenogenesis,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's part of it is to be able to control the power of the uterus. This is the ram's head, the great goat, right? The goat is the uterus, the greatest of all time, because it's the only place that mimics the reverse of a black hole. The black hole absorbs the energy and then the uterus spits it out as a baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's designed that way because it's the microcosm. As above, so below. As within, so without. Everything we see going on in the stars is also taking place inside of us. And we are the median, the observer in the middle of this great cosmic dance. So before when Earth was just women, it was just a university. But then they let some kids in that caused some badass kids in, and then we had to rework it and try to figure out, and then it turned into war games,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the women taking their power back. This is the most terrifying thing to the Pope because he's sitting in a usurper's seat under a sacerdotal seat, identifying himself as the ground zero prime target of the thief that stole the night. And when we say stole the night, we talking about the Dark Mother and the
Mm-hmm.
power of the women to control that frequency, right? in a lot of people, it's taking a long time because a lot of people are not aware. The
Mm-hmm.
more people become aware and the more the women understand the process, they can take the power back. And when the matriarchy called the other matriarchs from all over the world, you got to be in the right hand. Where's the right hand of Mother Earth? Most of us don't know. It's the Lower
Mm-hmm.
Peninsula, Michigan.
And so that's
The
why you
left,
were sending me that
yes,
video. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
They'll see it
So,
though. I'm not gonna spoil it for them.
okay, now, well, where's the left hand if the right hand is the Lower Peninsula? What's the left hand? That's the
The
UP.
upper. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's called a left hand salute over the right. That's telling you from to conquer the earth again, your salute is over the right hand, right? My mama called me her right hand man for a reason. I ain't know what it was back then. Now I know,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the destination is consistent with the ancient old Mississippian ceremony of the women with the white robes. You can still see, I forgot to send you a video of it, but you can look up the voodoo white ceremony and you'll see they all in that white and they all down in the river,
You want me
right?
to see if I can pull it up?
It's on YouTube. It's the let me get the video. I'll tell you the name of it 1 second.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I'm no, I was gonna text you. Like I'll just tell you the name of it. Give me 1 second. Hmm. You know, everything is coming up but that video. That's how they don't want. That's how I know we doing something
Yeah,
that they
they've
don't
been
want to.
look using all type of
I didn't
energy to
look
try
this.
to stop this live.
Look, I didn't look this video up and pulled it up 1,000 times and never
It
had a
should come
problem.
straight up then. It should be right there in your algorithm.
And
Like
it ain't in
everything
there.
else. You could think about a piece of food and then you wake up the next day, open up your phone, it's right there.
Wow. I even got I had it in the video file. It's not even in my file no more. This is crazy.
That's crazy. Yep. They can't stop it though.
Hold on.
And they can
I'm gonna
do.
stop them. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna throw a curveball in there.
I know that's right.
One came up, but that ain't the one I was looking for. Type in Haiti voodoo drums dash Congo. This is crazy. And I wanted to show y'all this stuff.
Is it in black and white? Or no? The video? Or
Do
is it the
do people?
ritual of Haiti 1973?
Hold on, let me go back up.
Oh yeah, they in all white too.
Hey, yeah, play it.
Okay. Bear with me, y'all. Window should be tab. There we go. Hold on, y'all.
I should have just
This-
had you pull up the Goddess Glow Up did something similar.
It said it's sharing. Hold on. Let me see something. Share presents. Share screen.
Yeah, real voodoo rituals. That's the one you're getting.
Yeah.
That's the black and white one. That's
You
that's a lot
oh
longer
you
than
was oh that's the one you want, or you want the one with the white?
it should say Congo right behind it. You should see the word Congo in it.
Okay. Yeah, they say Congo. I'm trying to figure out why they ain't sharing though. Yeah, they definitely trying to mess with us. Hold on. There we go.
No wonder an independent
That ain't
organization
it.
rated Bush one of the least effective
Oh yeah, it is. It's just a commercial. Hold on. Mm.
Democrats in Congress. She has her own agenda.
Mhm. Why are these commercials coming on?
K-12 K-12 powered online.
All right, let's skip that.
You say for different rituals, they wear the white, right? Okay. You uh go to type in Goddess Glow Up LA.
Okay.
It should be about 8 years old, the video. Ain't that something?
How you said LA?
Hmm. It's probably up higher because a lot of this video hadn't started coming in yet.
Okay.
If you don't see it, I can share it to you on Facebook.
Okay.
But that's the top.
Yep.
No, that's not it. Can you pull it up on Facebook?
I have to log in. Wait, am I logged in? It look like I am logged in. Nah, that's my YouTube. Hold on. My other YouTube channel. I don't know if I'm logged in. Hold on, let me stop sharing my screen real quick. So I gotta log in. But you can talk to them while I'm doing that. Trying to log
Yeah.
in.
So these rituals that they don't want y'all to do is empowering for the collective matriarchs, and they don't want none of us to tell y'all, but I'm gonna tell y'all all of it. I don't care what they don't like because I don't like the way it's going, and the only way to get everything the way that it's supposed to be is if you put the power where it belongs. Everybody's so power hungry, they don't want to put the power where it go. Everybody want to try to take it home with them. You ain't always supposed to take stuff home with you. Sometimes you supposed to let the power stay where the power at in order for stuff to run the way it was supposed to run. But they don't want to pay attention. Then they want to call people like me crazy for telling y'all what they doing. I'm gonna tell you. You ain't gotta believe me, but I'm gonna tell you. We go to. Okay, I'll try to do this.
I can't get on my Facebook over here, and I don't remember my password because I ain't been on this laptop with my Facebook in a while. I'm trying to see if I
I'm
can.
showing this. I'm gonna show this right here. Can you see this?
Yeah.
This her in LA with the sisters. When I seen this, it triggered the memory of the old Mississippi and the ceremonies they used to do. What the hell is that?
So is
So
that like you want to show us because that's something that needs to happen whenever you were with this video that you were gonna have me pull up?
yeah. So it was showing. I just wanted to have a visual of the women when they at the water in the white. What do it look like?
Okay.
Because that's going to explain why Torch Lake is important. Because so many of them can wade in the water on the sandbar, right? And the water almost look like they in the tropics.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's some of the clearest water in on the land. And now considering how much polluting they did to most of the water, for water to still be that crystal clear, there had to be a message. Because most of the water is murky. Even the little small lakes is murky from fertilizers and um, petrol fuel byproducts that's going into the water. But this water is crystal clear, right? You want to try to
Mm-hmm.
show the video of Torch Lake so they can see it?
Yeah. All right. In 1 second, I'll share it.
Now, the irony of this is it's called Torch Lake, right? And the Statue of Liberty holds the torch in the right hand. So the symbolism is functional. The symbolism match the torch in the right hand. Now, the thing about the Statue of Liberty is the Statue of Liberty is a usurper because the Statue of Liberty is a cross-dresser.
You see me when I exposed that on my page. I was like, y'all are tripping if you think this is a woman.
Yeah, but
Definitely
that's
not a
what
woman.
so they had us chasing the we had us on a drag race chasing drag queens across the land looking for the queens. This is where you got all them male first ladies, all
Mm-hmm.
them male princesses and queens of England and London and France, and all of them been cross dressers for the longest. Because it was to confuse us as to who was the rightful heirs to the earth. There's 12 daughters of Isis, right? Big Mama sitting on the Isis seat is the 13th seat, the mother of the king, right? She picks a son and then she presents him to 12 qualified daughters. Each daughter has a different background. They got a different skin complexion and a different hair texture. right? And a lot of us don't realize the earth used to be broke up into 12 major regions, and the enclave was the queen mother's domain. And she would go and spend time with all of her daughters and make sure that they could run their land functionally. Now we under this patriarchal war regime that's being pushed by bankers of fraudulent wealth. All of these people that you think is rich, they ain't holding on to nothing but a box of monopoly money. The real wealth is the wealth of the land, and the owners of the land is the women. It's long been understood in all of the secret societies, political and religious circles, that the women were the rightful heirs to the earth. The Christian religion, as it was given to us by Rome, was designed to usurp the women of the earth. But they tell you right in that religion, the meek shall inherit the earth. They just don't tell you that the word meek is making reference to the feminine. That means the daughters who inherit the earth, and the ones they calling the strong, the brave, will lead. Well, you can't lead if you a BAN. You ain't got no backbone, right? If you don't stand on what you stand on and mean that shit, you don't even got no code to live by. You just winging it as you go. You can't stand on business like that. And that's why it's so hard for us to put somebody in the position to get it all back, because most of the guys don't want to stand on business because it's uncomfortable. It's not fun. You're trapped in the cave, never knowing when it's going to end and if the people going to ever catch on. You don't know. You don't have a clue. That's why they say no man know the date or the hour, but the women might, if they set a date and an hour to take the power back. Because the men don't set the day and the hour. That's the biological clock of the earth and the woman in synchronization. And then the men move into the position to secure that. Right? So the understanding from we gonna go over the Sufi videos, but right now we want y'all to see what Torch Lake looked like. So y'all can have a visual of it. Right. So once y'all get a
thanks
visual
to its sandy bottom and pure spring-fed waters,
then you understand why.
But Torch Lake is more than just a beautiful sight. It's a playground for adventure and relaxation. From the bustling sandbar in the summer to the serene silence of winter, there's something for everyone in every season. The history of Torch Lake is as rich and vibrant as its waters. Once a thriving logging and mining.
I'm trying. It's
in the heart of northern Michigan lies a hidden gem that rivals the tropical seas. This special place is known as Torch Lake. Known for its mesmerizing turquoise waters and breathtaking landscapes, this freshwater haven is a slice of paradise waiting to be discovered. Torch Lake was ranked third most beautiful lake in the world by National Geographic. Stretching over 19 miles, Torch Lake is Michigan's longest inland lake and the second largest by volume. Its unique color and clarity are thanks to its sandy bottom and pure spring-fed waters. But Torch Lake is more than just a beautiful sight. It's a playground for adventure and relaxation.
That's beautiful.
From the bustling sandbar in the summer to the serene silence of winter, there's something for everyone in every season. The history of Torch Lake is as rich and vibrant as its waters. Once a thriving logging and mining area, today it's a sanctuary for nature lovers and history buffs alike. The lake's name, believed to be derived from the Ojibwa word Waswaganing, or place of the torches, hints at its centuries-old stories. The true spirit of Torch Lake shines through its community. Local artisans, shop owners, and residents share a deep love for this place, creating a warm and welcoming atmosphere for all who visit. After a day on the water of Torch Lake, feel free to hope in the car for a short drive to either of the Traverse Bay Farms retail stores in Elk Rapids or Bel Air. This northern Michigan tradition offers a wide variety of nationally award-winning salsa, fruit barbecue sauce jams, butters, and 100% pure Michigan cherry juice concentrate. Also, make sure to get your free copy of the top places to visit and see in northern Michigan. This one-of-a-kind maps helps visitors and vacationers to live like a local by discovering little-known destinations in northern Michigan. As the sun sets on Torch Lake, the vibrant colors of the sky reflect on its mirror-like surface, creating a spectacle of nature's beauty. It's moments like these that make Torch Lake not just a destination, but a memorable experience. Torch Lake is more than just a spot on the map. It's a journey into the heart of nature, a dive into crystal-clear waters, and a gateway to unforgettable memories. Come and discover the magic of Torch Lake, Michigan, where every visit feels like coming home.
Do you got the drone? The one was to just show the drone footage of it?
Yep.
Yeah, the drone footage is gonna give you overhead so you can see how big the sandbar is. So
if you're
you can
serious
know.
about doing well on the LSAT, like this is the way. Yeah, I mean, it really like changed my life.
Hold on, I gotta stop sharing. That's the one with the drone. All right. Somebody said, "What's the purpose of showing this video?" Y'all don't know how to come in and just relax and figure it out. You know me, I'm gonna talk about shit, period. Cause I'll be like, what? If you just came in and you gotta kind of chill and see what the purpose is. Chill out. It'll be all right. You missed some of it. You missed some of class. You gotta catch up. The drone.
So the drone footage is showing you how big the sandbar, and when you understand the volume of sisters that can wade in that water to affect the energy change from the earth and the healing energy, right? And we had talk about setting the intentions with that's going to be up to how y'all structure it, but it's only to get off to a good start in the golden age, you know. So when you understand, like, all of this is tied to tribal rights, and you see that they gave with the Ojibwe word for many torches, right? That's why they name it Torch Lake.
Sorry.
And when you realize that when they make reference to the torch, they make reference to a woman, right? In the culture, she is the woman that lights the house, the light of the house, the pharaoh.
Let me know when you want me to
So
start.
this is gonna be the overhead video of the sandbar, so y'all can get an idea of what it looked like from the air. Go ahead, Drew. sandbars all the way around the whole lake.
I know it's
But this is
beautiful.
actually, yeah, it's actually an inlet lake where it gets filled from Lake Michigan, like an overflow.
That is huge, but yeah, it is a lot of water around Michigan.
Hmm. So you thinking the water, you thinking the waters of Aquarius, you thinking Pisces, you thinking Cancer. So you're looking at the zodiac water sign, right?
That is
Even though
huge.
Aquarius is actually an air sign, but the
Mm-hmm.
age of Aquarius is the spilling of the spiritual energy out of the great vessel. So they show Aquarius pouring the water out the pot. That's symbolic for the spirit.
Look like somebody on a jet ski out there.
They be jet skiing out there, ski
Do
doing
they?
and all that. Yeah. It's public access.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's not private. And then they have people who have resorts all around through there and cabins and vacation homes. A lot of wealthy people invested in the area, so you know it was taken care of better than the rest of Detroit,
Right.
Lansing, Grand Rapids, Flint. So you see how they take care of where money be at.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm. That's good on that one, Drew.
Okay. Is there another one you want me to share right now, or you want to hold off?
Yeah. So what we're gonna go into next is when the energy starts to sink. Now remember, in a mitochondrial resonant frequency, women can sustain it, but the men can only hold the frequency for up to a couple of hours unless they're around a group of women that's on that frequency, it'll drop.
Mm-hmm.
What they finna show you is the men using the woman's ritual to activate the heart chakra synchronicity, which in turn causes euphoria of the mitochondrial output because the heart chakra is wide open and connected with other heart chakras.
Mm-hmm.
When the men disperse, it takes a amount of like 45 minutes to an hour, the energy starts to subside. That doesn't happen when a group of women do it on purpose. However high you rise your frequency up, that is how high y'all will sustain it if you do it with intention. If there's no intention, it's still going to take y'all weeks to come back down. That's why they use that excitement energy in the church to artificially, that's what the Holy Ghost is. Too much mitochondrial coming into an unhealed person.
Mm-hmm.
So they flop around like a fish. The closer and the more healing they become, they begin to be lucid. But in that process, they call your spirit communication speaking in tongues. That's not speaking in tongues. Speaking in tongues means that you speak in other languages clearly for other
Right.
people to understand you.
Mm-hmm.
But what they call in speaking in tongues is Old Atlantean. And most of us don't remember the language and it sounds like gibberish.
Mm-hmm.
But then you notice that some people can translate it. They're not making it up, they can translate it, but they trying to communicate an ancient idea in a modern context, which is creating the confusion as to the religious aspect. Because the
I know it
religious
carries a
aspect,
frequency for sure. It carries a very powerful frequency. You can
that's
like
not,
feel it.
look, shouting is not even from the church. That came from voodoo. Let that sink in. That's not even a
Mm-hmm.
Christian custom. It's nowhere. The speaking in tongues of the Bible is not the speaking in tongues that they do in the Baptist church,
Mm.
in the Pentecostal churches. It's not this, that came straight from tribal tradition, what they call today voodoo.
Mm-hmm. Sound like it.
It's ceremonial,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the AME church know more about it than any other churches because all of the old conjure used to have their powwow meetings in the AME church in the early 1900s, late 1800s. That's why it looked like all of your activists of that era was coming out of the AME church because that's where we was linking up under the banner of religion in order to just put together some kind of liberation struggle from the Christian side.
That's why. That's
There's
also
also
why.
out of
Why
that,
shouting looks like your like our tribal dances. Like when they're
yeah,
shouting in church, it looks like our tribal dances. If you notice, and they always speak in tongues and shout at the same time. Like,
hmm
yeah. I grew up in
and
church, so
it's
yeah.
normally attached to music.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
This
Which is
they
the
do the
frequency.
same thing in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
They do the same thing in South America. All of the islands do without religion. I ain't talking about religious
Yep.
people. I'm talking
Outside of
about the
that.
people outside of religion. They do it in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
They all got the fire dance where they dance around the fireside. All
Mm-hmm.
them, all of those were the equivalent of hiding out the shouting, as they call it, in the church, right in your enemy house. You doing your ancient practice in your enemy house. That's like going over to somebody you beefing with, jump up on their kitchen table and start tap dance just to show how good you can tap dance. There's nothing they could do about it because if they put up a protest to it, it'll alert you that it got to be something tribal to it. But when you look at the Catholic Church, you don't see none of that. That's
Mm-mm.
what that's
Stale.
the original. That was the original Christianity blueprint. Was the Catholic Church. Protestants came out of the Catholic Church. Calvinists came out of the Catholic Church. The Baptist, Protestant, Presbyterian, Episcopal, the Church of Canterbury, all of it came from the Catholic Church. So this it's like a dog shook off a bunch of fleas and they landed everywhere.
Not
That's
a
all it is. It's still the mother dog is still the Catholic Church.
not shook off a bunch of fleas. They landed everywhere.
They are parasites and they all sucking blood off
Yeah,
of the
I
people.
mean, I agree. I agree. That was just funny. I'm sorry.
But the people, when you are oppressed and you looking for liberation,
Mm-hmm.
you tuck little secrets under little lies for somebody else to come get.
Mm-hmm.
In the tribal ways, we cold talk. This is why I don't get the same thing from the literature of the Moorish Saints Temple that somebody that's coming out of the church or the mosque would get. They're not gonna understand it the same as me. Right? Or a guy that just came off the street and didn't know nothing and then he took it and he was reading it. It's not gonna mean the same thing to me because it's where I'm looking at is from a tribal perspective. If the chiefs have to talk in code and they have to always put the code in their public works, right? What it means for one person is not what it's going to mean for the next person. That's code talk.
Mm-hmm.
Now, double speak is what the politicians do, which is another form of code talk. Like I was listening to a video recording of Netanyahu talking to a senator. The conversation they had nothing to do with the conversation they was having. And if I didn't study the cracking of the codes and understanding how this code talk work and the double speak, I would never had knew what they was talking about either.
Okay.
But they was words they was using sound like they was talking about something the same way that we do. They not. And they given a war report. What they really was saying is that they was trying to arrange a meeting with a proper security detail on the delegates to go to the meeting for some peace talks. But they say none of that in the conversation.
What was they saying, Rod?
Uh, Talking about I can't remember exactly what it was, but I posted it on my page. They scroll down because I told them, I said they are not talking about what it sound like they talking about.
Right.
They talking about something entirely different than what they saying out their mouth.
Mm-hmm.
They double speaking. And BB was asking the senator in code talk about the security detail. And he was telling him that when they sit down for the peace talk, but that wasn't even BB. That was some dude in a skin mask or a voice recording of him or something. That wasn't him. Just like that wasn't Fauci sitting there taking the fifth 111 times. You notice he never had a continuous thing other than the fifth under my counsel. That's
Yep.
because if he'd have started carrying on the conversation, some of us would have been like, oh, hell no, that ain't Fauci. The conversation is different.
Yeah.
So to minimize the people's awareness that they didn't already get Mo Fauci, they put this skin mask up there, but they limit the dialogue. They wanted to look like they really doing something in real time, all the time, all that stuff already done. Fauci gone, Bill Gates gone.
Yeah, they've been gone. That's what I was saying.
They got rid of all of the Obamas except I think 3 Barack Obamas are still left.
Mm-hmm.
They went and got them from overseas. They don't even talk like Obama. I don't know how they gonna pull that off if they use them in public. But they was from overseas. They got accents and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up different places. In the original cloning program, it was 50 of them. They killed off like 40 something of them in experiments, in suicide missions, practicing on them in order to be able to control the one that they was going to put in power here. All of the rest of it was collateral damage. That's why they created so many of them. So they knew they needed to know how to control him at each one of his ages. Now, all of the rest of the clones might be 5 years older than him so that they can get a head start on the developmental process.
Mm-hmm.
So that they just study the character type. Now they know how to program him, where to put him at in order for them to seize power. Barack Obama was not born in America.
Hmm.
He was part of the Boys from Brazil program. He was born in, what's that country? I think it's the Philippines. Wherever Lolo Sotoro was from, that's where he was born at. Lolo Sotoro was an intelligence asset of George Herbert Walker Bush, the old man. The old man was the one making the original grab for power from as a CIA operative. And so he was making the grab for power because he didn't want to surrender their cash cow back to the rightful owners. They didn't want to give America back to the people of the land.
Yeah.
So he took it up on himself because he was part of the highest rank. He was the highest rank Illuminati, as they call it. That's really a misnomer. But he was the highest rank one in this hemisphere. He was the one that was responsible for the entire Americas, North, South, and Central. This is why they was coming up. They was trying to push for the Amero currency. You remember that, Drea? And they was trying to push for the America, Canada, in Mexico to join in the one
Oh
currency.
yeah. Yep, I remember. That was during his presidency, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they was consolidating power is what they was trying to do. Mexico is just as rich as the Middle East, but the people not getting the wealth of the land.
Mm-hmm. I can
So
believe that.
that's how you create poverty. You don't give the wealth of the land to the people that's walking and talking on the land,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if you take any almanac and you look at how much America give out in economic aid to countries that we supposed to be at war with, why are you financing your enemy to fight you? That
Facts.
don't make sense. They the number one financiers of Israel. Me and Bidel just went over that the other day, right? They also financed Russia through the whole Cold War. They gave economic aid to Russia every year during the Cold War. Russia was supposed to be their enemy. Why are you financing Russia? But what we didn't know at the time was that there wasn't Russia getting the money. The people of Russia wasn't getting shit. But it was the cartel bank of Russia that was receiving the dividend. And that's how we traced it all back to the bankers, which took us to Khazaria, where the bankers took power as illegitimate seed of the Moors who had a collection of Batars, bastard children, and they gave them in charge of the bank. And that's the only way they could assume any kind of semblance of power in the royal house was to run the bank. When you go to the charter of the first bar association, where King George was giving instructions to barristers to take everything from us but use the law. That let me know right there, this ain't for us. This is not for us. George Bush seizing power, right? He also was running South America through what his DEA CIA ties that established the foundation for the Iran-Contra affair. He had long-term dealings with cartel leadership in the financing of the cartels to keep the governments off balance so that they can't never be a cohesive unit. But they really didn't want them to fight the governments. They just wanted control of the manpower. The same way that they took and locked up Jeff, Larry, and all of those leaders that was making positive impact on the youth. They don't want that. They demonize us for reconstituting the tribes because they know we have an absolute tribal right to do so. So you have to demonize it before it happens. And once you demonize it, you can make it illegal. See, we forget that in the 50s, they glorified gangs with the Bowery Boys, the Little Rascals, our gang. They glorified it until they said we was gangsters now. We in gangs now. Then they start seeing us formulating tribes trying to fix our community. What do? Everything program that the Panthers was using to help us in our community, the government took it over and shut them down. And that's called maintaining the dependency of the people on the infrastructure of the artificial government. If you can't take care of yourself, you need a baby daddy. You need a mentor, an overseer.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what they do. They catch what we do. The ambulance came from us helping us. Right? Wasn't no ER at the hospital. That came from us helping us. Triage, emergency treatment. Right? The traffic lights came for us so that we could move around more peacefully in a small environment. All that came from us, right? The foundations of the government came from us, but they changed stuff in order to take the power from us, right? Fire trucks. We was the one building fire trucks, right? We was the ones who was building everything. They don't know we had electric cars in the 1800s before we had gas cars. And they was better than, like, you didn't have to keep charging it up like you do a Tesla. It's a turbine engine, and all you had to do is crank it up. And it'll self-perpetuate. That's what they keep telling us, that perpetual energy is a myth. It's not possible. Because they don't want you to know that we had electric vehicles that never needed charging. You just made a battery. And the battery sustained the life of the car. They took those kind of batteries out and gave us these toxic lithium batteries that kill millions of kids in overseas child labor camps in order to harvest it. Right? When they could just make the good old-fashioned battery that don't die. Right? They call that planned obsolescence. You can look that term up. Planned obsolescence. That means that they plan for it to fall apart so you can buy a new one in order to sustain their business model. It's all business.
Yep.
It's all business. That's all they doing. They beating us at business because we don't want to listen to Dr. Claude Anderson because he sound like he mad. He supposed to sound like he cross to some ignorant ass niggas. So he supposed to sound like he mad. Because that's the only way they gonna listen. It ain't for the people with the tender ears. He ain't trying to get y'all to do nothing because y'all ain't gonna do nothing but say, well, let's go along and get along. That's not my clique. I know the tribal way, if we go back to the tribal ways, they have no purpose here. And they've already been served eviction, and we can all serve the eviction. Everybody read Article 77 of the Iroquois Confederacy into the public record, standing on the land. That's it. It's already been done, but they don't think we're serious until we all start doing it. Then they know we're serious, and that means the imposters got to go. The visitors that don't belong here have to leave. You can't get your birthright when you ain't at home. So mama got to cut up the cake, and everybody need to get their places so that they can get their piece of the cake. Because I'm not finna let nobody else get mad because they took enough of other people's cake.
Facts.
Right? So when we talk about the bringing together of the women to reclaim the power, it's strictly the feminine power. Divine Shakti. They know all this is stuff that they ran through laboratory tests to verify the validity to it. Right? The Shakti energy, Kali Ma's mother time, feminine. Right? Ain Sof, Sophia, feminine, highest forms of wisdom. How can the wisest one make the dumbest choice of all to do something without outside of the parameters and the guidelines given? That wouldn't be the wisest one. So remember, Solomon was wise, but now one wiser than Solomon comes. Because Solomon is just the soul of a man. But he need a temple, a vessel, in order to express the soul. And he can't get a vessel unless mama give him one. My mama, your mama, her mama, and his mama. Going back to the real philosophy. That doesn't make sense. Because if they took Eve from Adam Rhea, what womb did she grow in? They didn't say he had no incubator back then because the word incubator is new. So they couldn't say there was wasn't an incubator baby. What just grew up on the ground? What womb did Adam grow in? They say Adam is a golem. A golem is something that's created out of clay, and you put an incantation in it and it comes to life. That's what they say an Adam is a golem. This is all in and they
I was gonna
Jewish
say, my
blood.
question is, what's the purpose of a belly button then? When we know
Mhm.
that it's connected to the umbilical cord.
Yeah, it ain't connected to no rib though.
Right. That part.
Right?
That's
It
the
ain't
most
never
common sense thing that
no.
I've ever heard.
So when they ask you who came first, the man or the woman, you say which one could birth which one first.
Hmm.
Because you can't have no man that didn't come from a woman, because it be no way for wouldn't be no entry point. Can't get here. You got to come through the woman. But they tell you that subtly in the title of the chapter. Genesis is a contraction for the genealogy of Isis. What they don't tell you is that it wasn't 12 sons of Israel. It was 12 daughters of Isis. Isis was number 13. Isis is Offset, which means the throne. So that means that there's a total of 13 thrones. The Queen Mother's seat is the sacerdotal seat of the planet, the landlord's seat of earth. In the only way that one of the sons can assume power, he had to get permission from the one who owns the sacerdotal seat, because she's blood right heritage tied to any banking activity on the planet. That means that when she activate and the women activate, they can go in and they can shut down any artificial counterfeit bank. That's why they separated the Treasury from the Federal Reserve, because the Federal Reserve is not federal.
Hmm. Private.
The Treasury only holds the money.
Hmm.
You need an apparatus of dispensation and an authorized person to dispense the wealth in order to access the U.S. Treasury.
Hmm.
The Federal Reserve has been borrowing against the U.S. Treasury, creating an artificial debt on an artificial collection. They'll never be able to collect because they don't have the right to claim anything in the Treasury. All they can do is borrow against it until the rightful heir stand up and say, this our stuff, and we don't want to pay that bill, so you can go and just write that off as your loss.
Right.
And the national debt is erased just like that. They scrambling, trying to figure out how to plug the leak in the corporate system. And they doing every horse and pony show they can come up with to keep us distracted from the fact that the only thing left is for the women to invite women from all over the world to reclaim their feminine power and their right to rule the earth, and it's a done deal. But it takes time to organize it, right? Because once you know what to do, then it's easier to get it done, right? So when we're talking about the biology and the physiology, we're gonna play these Sufi videos. You can just play both of them back to back.
Okay.
But we're gonna play these. Pay attention to what the science is reading in the bodies of the Sufi, and realize that when the women turn this light on, men can't turn it off. But it makes the man correct too. He has to stand in his power in order to stand in her presence. You get it? He has to
Hmm.
stand in his true power in order to stand in her presence, because that's called Shekinah, the presence of the great mother. And when the women come together, they activate that, right? The Shekinah. It's another creative feminine force, right? So we done went through different iterations that behind all of this is a restoration of the feminine, right? And remember, Sufi is Sophia.
Hmm.
So this is her rituals that they stole from the priestesses before they start calling them witches, which actually mean wise woman, but they villainize the word in order to condemn the woman,
Hmm.
right? So ain't nothing like everybody need a good witch on their team.
Come from a whole bloodline of them. You want me to play it now? You want me to do the one on You want me to do the one on Tubi, or you want me to do the one that was from PBS, like on YouTube? Which one should
I
I do
want you to
first?
do them both, but do the YouTube one first, because that's probably
Okay.
gonna be easy to pull up.
Okay.
Matter of fact, you could put at the end, you could put the UB in the description and let them look, because that's like a 30-minute video.
Yeah, that one's long. Uh-huh. Y'all better read me.
Now remember, there's all kind of priestesses from different priesthoods around the world, all kinds, and they all have a piece. The more pieces you get, the faster it works, the more powerful it becomes.
Every week in Istanbul, Islamic mystics.
Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna make sure that because last time you guys said the music was loud, so I'm gonna try to turn it down a little bit. All right.
Anthropologist Dimitris Xygalatas.
Let me know if that's too loud. Because on my end, it doesn't sound loud.
Wants to record the effect of the ritual on the Sufis' bodies.
You can turn it up some, Jill.
I can? Okay.
These devices are physiological activity monitors. They measure heart rate, breathing rate, and the idea behind using those in the
better?
context of this ritual is that we want to see what happens in their body during this event.
You raise it all the way back up.
Okay.
Because they need to hear what he's saying about these instruments.
Is that
That's
good?
good. Yeah.
The physical experience of moving as one is a form of team bonding.
Human beings have an extraordinary ability to coordinate their behavior. In a ritual like this, we see a lot of coordinated activity, a lot of synchronous movement.
As they move together, the Sufis' heart rates start to align. This is known as synchrony.
We have found that going through a ritual that involves a lot of energy and arousal and even suffering can result into a feeling of euphoria. This is similar to this experience of the marathon runner who feels euphoric after several hours of suffering. At the same time, this hormonal effect has very important social implications. This leads to a feeling of oneness with the group, the feeling that we are part of something bigger than ourselves. And this has tremendous consequences for their loyalty to the group, their behavior towards one another. This brings them literally closer together.
Our hearts are connected.
We are brothers and our friendship increases. We become closer to the person next to us. He knows me, I know him. As we get to know each other, our affection grows. Since our hearts are connected, love rests within us, and we are one.
So you see that oneness that they talking about, that's the hiving effect of a group
Mhm.
coming together in synchronicity. This is a women's ritual, but the men practicing it because we under the patriarchy. Now, every one of the Sufis who took a wife and had a daughter had to teach her the ritual in secret. These are called the daughters of the Sufi. Primarily, the order of the green light is to deal with the love energy and the chakra of the heart, right? Several of them had contacted me a couple years ago when they heard me talking about this and told me that I knew what I was talking about because their fathers would teach them in secret these rituals that sinks the women. And once the women sink, we have heaven on earth again just by the frequency alone. We start cleaning up all of the dirt that was put down in the past. We use it for fertilizer. We don't act like it didn't happen,
Mhm.
but we know what happened, so we don't have to let it happen again. If you put everything back where it's supposed to go, everything run the way it's that perfect working order is the frequency of heaven on earth. And these rituals had to be continuously practiced at intervals so that the earth know that somebody knows the ritual in order for the women to reclaim the ritual and to bring us back the earth angels, right? The ones who walk the earth with their head held high, knowing that everywhere they go, they spread that love energy.
Mhm.
So you want to do a Q&A for the rest of about 30 minutes?
Yeah, sure. So guys, if you have any questions, make sure you drop them in the comments, and then I'm gonna take it off of this so we can pin it individually. Hold on. Just make sure you drop it in the comments, and then I'll make sure I pin it. If you guys have any questions, just drop it in the comments so I can pin it so he can read it. Somebody said that was powerful. I almost cried. When I saw them all coming together, though, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, wow, that is very powerful. Even though they're using it for, something totally different, but definitely powerful.
Yeah. So yeah, they in that video, you seen them performing the ritual. It said so they were supposed to be building energy or synchronicity in the video. So yeah, that was they were doing that but it was the men practicing it. And like I said, when they leave, you won't be able to maintain that frequency like the women can. You genetically designed to maintain that frequency for years if you're in the right mind frame. That's why they taught us to have disdain for so much different stuff because it clogs the heart chakra and creates conditions on love, right? And that's what makes us have less than heaven on earth because the women are being miseducated about their own personal power. And when they come together in their own individual personal power, then that unity creates even more power. And then they begin to affect the men and the children. The children gonna be affected first, especially the girls, and then it's gonna affect the men. When it affects the men are going to be um, more in their center as masculine because now they've been called to the forefront to hold themselves accountable for their own actions and to stand on their post as protectors of women and children. And the frequency will automatically make them start making the necessary self corrections. And the ones who can't make the self corrections will force their own mitochondria to shut off because it won't facilitate enough love energy to keep them functional. So it's going to either have to get right or get gone. They're going to be the only two options for the men. Either get right or get gone. The women coming together like that will get them right. The healed woman heals women faster than the unhealed, right? So the more of them that's part of the healing circle, the stronger the energy is, then distant mitochondrial then becomes affected. That means that if enough of them radiate from one geographical location, it begins to radiate to the ones that didn't attend. They begin to feel the frequency. It changes all over the earth. And this is why I say the woman is like a Tesla coil. And you put the Tesla coils in intervals, you change the grid. And soon as they realize that they can change that frequency, and then if they do it in the collective, and they come with an open heart and pure intentions, everything will just correct. You don't have to say we need to fix this, things will start to self-correct on their own. People will start treating each other with more respect and dignity than ever before because the matriarchal order is not just a change in physical political ideas. It's a change in the spiritual frequency on the planet and how the spirit interact with the people that are supposed to be caretakers of the planet.
So it's about the collaboration of it's about the oneness and collaboration of the energy, right? Amongst all of us as matriarchs. And is that like kind of the synopsis of that?
Yeah. And so you see like they did certain things like they was holding hands and synchronous movements.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's the old dances that they used to do on the banks of the Mississippi. It served the same purpose. Holding hands, wading in the water. The water is increasing the frequency. It's amplifying everything that y'all doing. And then Source will be able to tell y'all individually and collectively what move to make next. Right? So my thing was to make sure y'all had the tools that were stolen so y'all can be able to put everything back in this divine order. And so this particular part came on the heels of tragedy, but that's how nature works. On the heels of every tragedy is a new birth, right? The caterpillar goes into the cocoon, but it don't come out and still be a caterpillar. Something entirely different. But you
Right.
don't know the pain and the suffering that goes on in that cocoon because the cocoon conceals the struggle
Right.
of the transformation. Right? And once the transformation take place, heaven is a place on earth. Ooh, baby, do you know what that's like? Ooh, heaven is a place on earth.
That's crazy because when you were singing that, when you were saying "Waiting in the Water," that song "Wade in the Water" came in my head.
Yeah, that was wade
In
in
the
the water.
water, wade in the
In the
water,
water.
children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Our ancestors used to sing that. Y'all don't understand.
Yeah, all of those is codes. When the gospel
Mhm.
songs that came out of the Mississippi Delta in the early days of the church was all code. tribal code talk. Even rap music is tribal code talk. They made parody on Underdog about us rapping with the Gopher Indians. You see that the little two feather chief, which is a scout chief, he be rapping, but they making it sound like gibberish. But the old full feather chief, the high chief, know exactly what he's saying. But
So that's what they doing now when they doing like the what they call it, mumble rapping or whatever.
right, I used to hate mumble rap so bad till I realized why they was doing it. Mumble rap was a collective chant of musicians saying that the industry doesn't allow us to say what we want to say and express our creativity our way. So we gonna mumble under our breath and hope you catch the code in the language.
Right, because knowing they ain't gonna pick up on it for real. They're gonna be like, oh, it just sounds good.
Yeah. But look, it was two people. And I said they're gonna be the biggest thing in rap.
Who?
Only two. The first one, I was in Chicago. We was watching something called Video Box on Demand.
Mm-hmm.
And the Digital Underground video came on. And they had a guest appearance. And he came in like an African chief, with them holding him up, clown around with and hang around with the underground girls who used to frown, see him down when they come around past me. They used to gas me. Now they ask. I said, that's gonna be my cousin them looking at me, they like, what? I said, he gonna be the biggest thing in rap. And they laughed at me, right? I recognized him. I knew who he was the second I saw him. Tupac Amaru Shakur. T'Challa, the Black Panther. I know who he is. I know if I'm right, it's not going to be long before I see Chief Zolo. Because on the heels of a great father is always a black dog. The second person was an old New Orleans conjure man that I used to see in different lifetimes. And he was in the background of a video. I was locked up. He even had dropped one rap verse on the song yet. I walked up to the TV, so I said, y'all see this little kid back here in the back? He gonna be the biggest thing in rap. He's the next biggest thing in rap. And he was with Cash Money Millionaires.
Lil
The
Wayne?
next thing you know, every time I come to your city, bling bling, he was blinging. And because I recognized him, that's why I don't like Birdman to this day. Because I think he did the young chief wrong. That's my opinion. And I don't care if he don't like it, and I ain't gonna put no speck on his name either. Because I know what he is. I ain't gonna drag him out in the open unless mama tell me to drag his ass out in the open. Because right now we ain't on that time. We on let's fix the problem and keep it moving.
Yeah.
Right? So we don't have to forget who did what. We know. But we have to fix the problem. We have to restore the order, the natural order of Earth in the human arena. The animals still follow the natural order. The elephant is ran by the matriarch. The elephant is native to the Americas, not Africa or India. The lion is not native to Africa or India. It's native to the Americas. And even though it looked like the lion is the king of the jungle, he ain't shit without that pride.
Facts. Lioness. Yep.
Because the pride, they will oust his ass if he ain't right. They've done it and they've been filmed on National Geographic doing it. They will bite his balls off, literally, if he wasn't doing right in the family. The natural order didn't change. But somebody made us follow an unnatural system. And we were still fighting to follow the natural order. That's why we all bust you in your mouth for saying something about our mama, even if we don't like her. That's tribal.
Mm-hmm.
We don't play about our mama. We don't play about our sisters. And I said this in the beginning, and I'm still saying it now. I ain't gonna stop till my sisters get their shit back. Because my mama told me, don't never let nobody take nothing from your brothers and your sister. I ain't worried about my brothers because they should have been making sure that nobody take my sister shit. And then when they get their shit, I'll worry about mine after that. I ain't worried about nothing. I'm not doing nothing for money. My mama told me a long time ago, don't do nothing for money. Because if you do something for money, you're gonna do anything for money. And when you do anything for money, then you will sell yourself out.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't do nothing for money. I accept donations because that's gratitude and reciprocity. But I don't ask nobody for nothing because I know one thing: when my sisters get their shit, man coming shortly thereafter, and they gonna make sure I'm comfortable till man get here.
You know it. You know it.
So this is just the natural restoration process that the tribes had on Earth long before a Christopher Columbus, a King George, King Charles, Queen Elizabeth, Queen Mary, any of them existed. We had this system in place of redemption.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Facts.
supposed to be applied at the close of every age because we're supposed to open the new age, preparing for 7 generations to have an excellent start in the new age. We leave in the age of belief, where long as you believe it, that's true enough for you. But we're going into the age of knowing, where we questioning everything going in because some of the stuff didn't sound right getting out of the water of Pisces, going into the Aquarian age, the air. The AIR is blowing the water out of the eyes of the HEIR. So we beginning to see on dry land what the spirit is telling us now.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's up to the ones who have the part to do the structure,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, like, I'll be giving you pieces along the way for you to begin because you have to have somebody in charge of helping you organize. I'll refer you to Heidi Barber because she does it on a
Mm-hmm.
smaller scale than what it's going to be done on, but she does it. And she got good sister energy and she know how to communicate with women,
Okay.
right? Then you have your speakers. I
Mm-hmm.
got about 10 of those that have put together programs off them healing themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They are reaching out on their platforms to help the sisters. This is what I did, right? And when we get realize that the women taking that reclaiming their personal power and their collective power, it changes everything. But one of the things that's slowing us down is they don't want to stop that Middle East BS. Because the matriarchy coming in, they supposed to solve all war problems. That's why they had that massive um, amount of people in the UN right after we left Philadelphia do that what they call a ceasefire roll call,
Yeah.
where they was calling all of their soldiers back home saying that they was putting an end to the wars. The only people left putting up any resistance is Israel and Iran, right? And
Mm-hmm.
of course, Israel is ran by the Ukraine.
Yeah.
So it's the only 3 hotspots left. But they will all get turned the F off when this Schumann burst and y'all women coming back online, all of the ones that don't want to stop that BS, they'll get stopped by the frequency alone. Ain't nobody gonna have to do nothing to them. But it will be some that's gonna be food for the wolves. They the ones that got corrupted in this lifetime and they gotta come back and grow up in the next lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't want to surrender the corruption they stuck in their ways. They call that a method actor stuck in character. That's what it's called. Right. So like if you remember when Jim Carrey was doing that comedian, I forget his name from Taxi, um, Andy Kaufman.
Mm-hmm.
When he was in character, you couldn't call him Jim Carrey,
Yeah.
right? Because he was in character.
Mm-hmm.
After every one of his shows, he had to go home into a retreat to detox from the character
Mm-hmm.
in order to get back to who he is, to be
Yep.
Jim Carrey again. Right. So some people get stuck in character, they can't get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And they just have to come back in another life so they're not stuck in that character.
I've seen that a lot. Honestly, I've seen that happen to a lot of people, even in spirituality, with yeah, I've seen it happen to a lot of people. I remember that because I used to be in acting and modeling and all that stuff. And Robert De Niro used to talk about method acting. That's how I first learned about it. And it's
Mm-hmm.
you literally take on that character and like you make it become a part of your life. Like you live that character until it's
Yeah.
time for you to do your scenes and just so that you can embody that character. But I've seen that happen in real life, like people that literally take on these characters and then they like can't snap out of it or can't come out of it, and then it just like embodies them, it takes over them, and then they never snap back into who they are. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's one of the things when they get stuck in character like that. That's the ego.
Mm-hmm.
Right
Facts.
now, your ego is composed of everybody's else's opinion of you that you accepted as true, knowing or unknowing. Think about that for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Your ego is built from other people's perception of you that you accepted as real, whether they are true or not. This is why
Mm-hmm.
shadow work is so important because you're weighing out all of your belief systems, ideas, and concepts, and you matching it with how you feel naturally. Because some people don't eat fish because their mama didn't eat fish. Then the first time they taste fish, they realize they like it,
Mm-hmm.
right? And some people, because of their religion, don't eat pork. And one day they mess around and get a ham sandwich. And they mind blow. Get some bacon and eggs one day in a foreign land, and now they like, damn, why we don't eat pork? That shit good as hell.
Or some ribs.
Yeah, yeah.
For real. Yep.
So the whole thing being is once you start challenging all of the paradigms you've accepted to be true, that's called the purification of the ego. Your ego is your representative. But if your representative ain't real, the real you gonna crack through there every time. A lot of us create this representative to represent us. Oh hey, smiley smile. I don't know. Fuck that shit.
You already know I ain't going. If I'm not what? If
Yeah,
it
I
ain't that
think
type,
that's one
what
of the
what what
reasons
do
we
you
click
want?
though, because like I think that's one of the reasons we click so well. Because what you see is what you get.
Mm-hmm. Ain't gonna
Yeah.
change. Ain't
Right.
change.
Dream gonna tell you what Dream think, whether you like it or don't like it. And
I ain't
then
got
you know,
time to be putting on no persona. You know what I mean? Like, who wants to sit up there and try to put on a persona? And then you got to remember who this character was that you created, or who this person was you created to like present this again. And then, like, I don't know. I just don't have that type of time. No, I ain't on that type of time. Love me
mm,
for who I am, or don't love me at all. But I love hard. So, you know, I'm tough and I'm real, and a lot of people can accept real. A lot of people always say they accept real. I'm a love and light person, yeah, but I'm also you get the fuck out my face if you're wrong. You know what I mean? Like if you're doing something to me, get the fuck out my face. I'm also that too. So like yeah, I have a very good balance with love and light and dark. So yeah.
yeah. Well, that's You got to be able to balance the two in order to define yourself where you at. Because you stuck between the light and dark.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't believe me, just close your eyes. It'll be dark. Open them up. You see light.
Mm-hmm.
And your consciousness is between those two perceptions.
Facts. I just want to know, like in the comments, like with the matriarchs that are in the building right now, what do y'all think about all of this? Like, are y'all excited about coming together and bringing this frequency and energy together and being able to do this ritualistic practice so that we can, what are y'all saying in the comments? What's going on? Because at the end of the day, this is what the watch party was about. The meeting of the matriarchs and things that we can do in order to bring the balance back. And also, we was talking about overthrowing. This how you overthrow something, okay? So what we doing? Y'all with it or what? What's up? Drop y'all comments in the chat. Somebody say yes, it's past time. Okay, period. I feel the same way. Hold on, y'all. Finna do show comments. There you go. Yes, it's time. I'm down. Absolutely. The time is now. Very excited. I'm excited and ready. I'm like, let's get it. Divine, I'm excited and ready to be around like minds. Okay, 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 okay. Yes, I'm with it. I get together with some ladies now, but not consistently. Yeah, we got to start being girl. Like, is if you're not a girl's girl, you got to get into being a girl's girl, which is what they say. Because at the end of the day, y'all, it's bigger than us. It ain't about us individually. It's about us collectively. I think we are ready. We need this unity. How do you propose we do
Yeah.
this? You ready, Rod? Get our shit. I'm ready. I'm tired, man. I know that's right. You got herbs that have more omega-3 than salmon and protein. Da, da, da. We talk to the matriarchs right now, bruh. Chill out. It's past time. We all need to sync our energies. Oh, this is
If you
beautiful. Time to come together. Oh, you know what? I wanted to play my sister's song. I can't connect to Facebook. I want to connect to Facebook so I can play her song. Let me see if I can do it from here. Hold on, y'all. She has a lot of music, but I do want to display her music. If you guys give me a second, Rod, hold it down real quick. I gotta play this for you too. You're gonna like it. Hold on.
So one of the things, and right now we are at the pre-planning stages. So she's learning what need to be done so that we will know what to do. Because once you know what need to be done, it make what need to be done easier to execute. So now, in the background, I'm gonna be making suggestions to her, and then she's going to be having her matriarch watch parties, and she's going to go over the suggestion and probably show y'all like people that I reference her as potential speakers. Y'all get to hear why I referenced them to her and what work they've been doing to get the reference. So they all be doing something to uplift the sisters and educate the sisters. And they are women that know how to communicate with other women. Most of the women who think they can't get along with women don't realize that that was a conjure spell placed on the sisterhood so that y'all wouldn't come together under these circumstances to reclaim y'all power. But by defying that logic of the patriarchy and being persistent that you be around your sisters, it's the healing energy is going to heal whatever it is. Because once the ones that's the master ceremony get the synchronization process down, which they would probably be privately prepping to get ready for the major event. And so once they get that side down, you also gonna have like other stuff going on for women to come together, issues of child rearing, housekeeping, relationships, um, health care for the family and for the self, right? And one of the things that the women have to always be aware of is caregiver syndrome, where you so busy taking care of your spouse and your children that you tend to neglect yourself until you get to the point where your health begins to deteriorate. This is why you need the sisterhood, because the sisterhood is what keeps the ones from that's focused on their family from neglecting herself, because they take her out. That's what the original girls' night used to be before they turned it into hoe culture and did something different with it. But it was always about the women in the healing circle taking the woman that need healing from where she's at, where they can go be together. Some did it at the bridge club, where the girls went in the attic and played bridge, where they was making alliances at the bridge club. That's why they called it the bridge club, because they was bridging tribal connections over a card game, right? So they began to see the men going to the lodges. So what they do? They start creating their own sisterhood, the sororities and the lodges for the sisters. Because you can't just take people power and don't think that they're gonna figure out how to get it back. Sooner or later, we're gonna figure it out. Sooner or later. It's just all of us might not figure it out, but one of us gonna get it and put the pieces to the puzzle together. And then they're gonna tell us, just like what I'm doing now. Everywhere they was stealing, I told y'all where they was stealing, how they was stealing, who did it, where it came from. Now it's time to get it all back. The easiest way to get it all back is disregard the systems and just form the sisterhood. The sisterhood alliance is so powerful. That's why they taught y'all not to like each other. And that's why they had to use conjure magic to keep y'all separated. Because as soon as one of y'all figure it out and start teaching it to the other ones, it's over with for them. And guess what? I'm going to tell all they stuff that they don't want y'all to know, because I want it to be over for them too, so I can get to heaven on earth. I don't want to wait till I die to get a pie in the sky that might not even be there. I want something that's reliable and dependable, like mama cooking Sunday dinner at the church. And I can take a hallelujah on that one there.
Hallelujah. I'm still, I can't find it. I guess y'all, because I don't know what's going on. Like, it seemed like today, every time we're like trying to find something that we want to be able to, use or whatever, it's just crazy. It's
Yeah,
not allowing us
we came
in.
in on technical difficulties.
Yes, it's just technical difficulties. And I don't have any. That's why I was telling you, Maak, to send it to me in a different form, because other than that, I have to play it on Facebook. But for whatever reason, I'm having difficulties with Facebook right now. But I did want you guys to hear. But on the next live, I will definitely make sure I play it. I've been trying to play it as an intro and things like that, but it's definitely geared towards the matriarchs rising and us being on the same frequency and coming as one. And also, just for the embodiment and the rebuilding, and also the nurturing and just the energy of protection over our children. It's talking about all of that. So like I just wanted to play it, but I can't right now. It's not letting me. I was trying. Yeah. I was trying. If she was on TikTok, I would be able to do it on TikTok. But right now, Facebook is like just not coming up on my other phone for whatever reason. I think I let these kids have my phone, and I think they did something to it. but I'm so thankful that everybody came through today. I'm grateful, and I'm full of gratitude for being in the presence of all of your energy. I hope you all actually are very excited about the energy that was on the live today, as well as a lot of information that Chief gave us on how we need to come together so that we can be able to get shit how we need to get it. Everybody like, how we do this? How do we do this? How do we do this? Well, he just told us today on live, and this is for the matriarch specifically. So y'all, we got to get in line. We got to get it together. We got to do what we got to do. And it is what it is. And you ain't got to like your sister sometimes, but you got to swallow that shit, put that shit aside so some shit can get handled. Okay? Period, point blank. And that's where we at. So thank you for finally doing this. One love. Thank you. She said I am. I know you didn't send it to me. Oh, okay. That's what's up, Diana. Yeah, I actually have an older channel. This is like a new channel on YouTube for me. And then I kind of like went in like a little hiatus for a minute. But it was approved, but now it's not. I have to come back, and I have. So but it's all in goodness because I'm really excited about the moves that are happening and the moves that have already happened. We just have to get in gear, and that's just what it is. So hey Jan, it's good. Oh, I love seeing y'all on here. Please read previous comments. What'd you say? What'd she say? There, y'all, the comments are on the screen, by the way. I'm sorry. I just wasn't reading them. I saw a video today, a white woman saying that our energy is the power to break the spell. They've been saying that for a long time. If you all pay attention, it's a lot of um what we say WIT people, but it's a lot of the pale skins coming out and they're literally telling us what we need to do. So this is not new. They've been saying this for a while, right, Rod? I know over the past 6 years I've been seeing them coming out. They're coming out more and making videos, but they're definitely calling us out and they're calling for us to do what we need to do. They've been doing it for a while. 5 people getting what? I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
a lot of them knew when when Europe kicked the Moors out,
mm-hmm.
right? A lot of the lighter skinned European women knew what they was doing over there to get kicked out when they brought them over here.
Mm-hmm.
If you go back to the first witch hunt, it was because it was a big mama, one of the sisters down in Carolina, teaching them how to access their divine feminine powers. That's what sparked the first witch hunt. Right? Then they had what was called the dancing frenzy, which is sometimes a side effect of raising the mitochondria. Like people just start dancing in the frenzy, right? Well, under the old system, you couldn't turn it on and off because it wasn't enough people being activated. It was going to keep going. And the ones who started early would literally dance themselves to death. Right. So they was out of control because they didn't have an anchor point, a big mama to anchor the energy because they killed her and burned her at the stake.
Yep.
Right. So this is one of the reasons why when you're looking for the sacerdotal seat, you have to find the right big mama.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you put the wrong big mama there, she can't anchor the energy. She haven't been trained in her life struggles to be able to control that level of frequency change, right? So when you see her and the women are sinking, she profusely shed tears. Just a catharsis for the divine feminine. Big mama gonna cry. But when she get done crying, it's the purification for all of the women. And her tears end up becoming the healing waters of Aquarius. So
Ooh, one of the matriarchs was just saying that on the live a couple days ago, Kia. I heard you. Confirmation.
so
Go
this is
ahead.
why she had to go through a struggling life and a hard life in the physical realm. So when the spiritual stuff come all the way online, she's physically capable of anchoring the energy.
I just
This
got
is
some
what,
confirmation
yeah,
from that.
yeah, because that's what she was created for. to be the focal point and the anchor for the feminine energy so that y'all can get to the level we need to be, and then it can be stabilized, right? And at the close of the age, they had to give us an opportunity to find the right big mama and the right group of matriarchs that's willing to execute the plan and recover everything from the patriarchal system in order to determine what age we're gonna go in. Right? And all of the women was fed up with the baby eating, baby raping, women raping, desecration of the holy places. They was fed up. So they collectively called for one of the chiefs to step to the forefront and tell us what happened. They still have to call for the other chiefs to come forth and if you was on your post, tell me what happened. Why are you not on your post? What are you doing? Who's doing something to you? Where they at? Right? It's a lot of us have to come out and speak like I'm speaking because we have to tell who the enemy was, what they did to us to keep us out of our positions to restore the matriarchy sooner. But most of it was done through a conjure spell and blood magic that was learned in ancient Babylon. And it was done by the same people who call themselves Zionists. But they don't look like you think they look. The ones behind it do not look like you think they look. They not pale skinned people. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. But everybody that got a true heart no matter where you find them at. No matter what skin suit they wear. The golden heart shines brightest in the dark. You can tell people by what they've been through, what they made of. And so we have to, as men, come out and tell them. That's why we don't got power. We don't got power because we won't let them reassemble the matriarchy on the land. Right? All you got to do is read the Iroquois Hadassah Constitution because it told us what to do. It's never been repealed or overturned. It just wasn't being used. It was already ours. So they superimposed their systems using the system of uniforms for the appearance of legitimacy. That's straight Machiavelli. Put the trinkets on them to make it look like they're more important than the other people. You see them 5-star generals with all the medals on their jackets. That's so that people can say they a big shot. They ain't no big shots. They ain't no better than me and you. They still got to put their pants on one leg at a time. They still got to sit down and shit. Right? So they not no better than us. They just got a different function than us. But the illusion comes with the system of the uniform. And that's why all of their legalese is tied to Uniform Commercial Code, which is a war protocol. But most of us don't know that. So it sounds kind of strange the first time you hear it. We've been under belligerent occupation since 1492. And the only way to overthrow the occupation tribal systems. You can't overthrow the enemy with the enemy system. It's not designed for that. Everything that the enemy told you to do to overcome his system is only digging you deeper in his system. You validating his claim in his system by acknowledging him. Right? When enough of us come online, the military have to fall in line accordingly because they made up of children of matriarchs. So even that general with all of them patches and badges got a mama. Let that sink in. All them people that call themselves president got a mama. So at the end of the day, it's going to show you exactly what the power of the mother energy is when it's reactivated across the land. The women got the right to the land, and we supposed to enforce it as the men. When we realize what's taking place and what we've been doing, it's a shock to the system of a lot of people that thought they had all of the answers, but they wasn't following the tribal ways. They was following everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Sharia law, corporate law, criminal law.
Mm-hmm.
None of that was going to free us. Only thing that was going to ever free us is to revert back to what we was doing before colonization and to spread the word to all of the tribes across the land. We back for everything they owe. And the side effect to that, or the other flip to that, is it just so happened they owe us everything because they got it all from us.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't finance the whole world without even knowing that we was financing them out of our coffers. And remember, Big Mama is the one who hold the bank. That means that they wasn't able to use what's in the bank, but they was borrowing against the bank.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't have to honor it because we coming in on a different uh, uh, restoration process where anything that was belligerent to the matriarchy, we don't have to honor. The Federal Reserve System and the fractional reserve banking was belligerent to the matriarchy. In the repealing of the gold standard and the calling in of the gold and the silver by FDR was all part of a scheme to subvert the power of the women of the land. This is why they didn't want to do business with women when they came, because y'all not going to just let them take your shit. So what they do, they slid people up under the women, bankers, to marry them, and then by them being Christian, it automatically fell to the father's side. As soon as she married, it's no longer matriarchal territory, it's patriarchal now.
Facts. Yep, that's true.
Right? So the women that they was seducing was the big mama. She didn't know what was going on. She just thought she had a fine ass nigga. And she didn't know he was stealing was gonna steal everything that the whole family owned. And then hire some people to look like they the ones running it. Like they the slave driver all the time. It's him, the house nigga. He didn't hire these people to come in like the Mr. Smith plantation
Mm-hmm.
and tell you that they the problem. And all the time he was the problem when he married Big Mama and took her name off the house and called it the Big House.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Big House now. Poison Big Mama, now she gone, leave him with everything. Then he gonna go sign some sharecropping agreement, knowing he wasn't gonna pay them people back. So he can get us off the land. We had more heirs land, HEIRS, heirs land, at the turn of the century than anybody else. How did we get it if we ain't them ones? How did we own all of the heirs land at the turn of 1900 if we wasn't already here? How we inherited?
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't let us buy land. Under the black codes, they wouldn't let us buy land. They wouldn't let us learn how to read. Right? We was prohibited from all that stuff. Why? They can't take what's yours if you know it's yours. But if you don't know that you can do something about it, you won't never do nothing about it.
Facts.
And the most powerful thing we can do is restore the matriarchy. That's it. Uplift fallen humanity. Because the only thing in humanity that ever fell was the matriarchy, and it didn't really fall. It just was ignored.
Mm-hmm.
Still here. We still got big mamas doing the work on the land. They still out there feeding babies and taking children in from distressed relatives, doing the same big mama work they always did. It's just not acknowledged now.
Yep. Don't I know?
So now we here to acknowledge it. Now we're here to bring it to the forefront.
Mm-hmm.
Because once we acknowledge and restore the matriarchy, there's nothing left for them to do but give it back because it's y'all shit.
Yep. Yeah, I heard
And
that right.
once enough of y'all search our jurisdictional supremacy, they have to obey. It's the law of the universe. We supersede all of their legalese in their law books. Universal law and the laws of nature override everything they telling us. It's what they call it, the overriding priority. It's proper place in its proper order under the matriarchy, following the laws of nature.
Mhm.
It's that simple.
Yeah, I heard that. I hope y'all hearing this. This was specifically for the matriarchs. That's why I named this channel Meeting of the Matriarchs. That's why a lot of the meetings that we have on Facebook are with the matriarchs. We have a whole movement going on because this isn't just about talk, it's about action, you know? And so we have to get into action. He's been saying this since I've known Rod for almost 7 years now. He's been telling us what we had to do. So it's not on him. And I don't like the fact that people think everything is on Rod. You know, he's doing his work. He's been doing his work. He's been telling us what to do. I don't like the fact I see people still coming up under the comments when he going live and telling what needs to be done and being like, well, how do we do this? He's telling you exactly how to do it. So, you know, we just have to all become a collective where we're about our business. Okay. And that's why I got called back. Cause I'm one of them matriarchs. I'm on your line. Okay?
But look,
I'm on your
a lot,
line.
a lot of them don't understand it's a lot of information that they are not privy to that I done gave out over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of information, like and nobody don't never notice I'm not reading from notes.
Mm-hmm.
This straight off the top of the dome when I be telling you everything I'm saying is just tribal tradition that's been concealed or swept under the rug or told don't do that.
Yeah.
Right? They call the tribes as they reconstitute, they give them negative stereotypes in order to criminalize the actual reformation of the tribes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So now we know what's going on. Ain't no more lost tribe. We found now.
Facts.
We know who we is.
Mm-hmm.
We know where we at on the land. We know where we supposed to be, and we know the other chiefs that needs to be in a proper place in order to get the youth in order.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't about no grown folks no more. All of these grown people with their opinions don't even matter no more because we got to figure out what world we want to lead these children.
Mm-hmm.
And the first person I'm gonna go to every time when we talk about what kind of world we want to lead these children is their mama.
Yep.
Especially when she have the jurisdictional supremacy, all she had to do is exercise it, because she gonna have the most. She's gonna always rule in the best interest of the children. I don't know. Even bad mothers want the best for their child. They
Mm-hmm.
just probably don't know how to get it to them. So always appeal to the mothers about the future we want to leave these children. Because the way it's going now, I can't see it. I
Yeah.
told my mama I didn't want to have no more children in this world. She said, well, change it because you need to have some more babies. I was like, Mama, how am I gonna change the world? She said, I don't know. You smart, you'll figure it out. And my mama then told me to change the fucking world. How the hell am I supposed to take that shit? I don't know. But like she said, I'll figure it out. I don't know what to do in the beginning, but by the end, I got it all in order. And we at end game.
Well, they
I
say,
walked us
new heaven and
I,
new earth.
yeah. I walked us all the way through the continuity of government, telling them where we at in the book.
Mm-hmm.
The continuity of government is a FEMA document. And it tell you right on the face of it that that is tribal government is in US government is working on this project of transitional power together.
Mm-hmm.
It's right on the cover of the document. Now, the reason why I use the UNDRIP the United Nations Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous People. Because all I need to know is the rights have been codified. Now, when I exercise them, I can show you what I'm doing because they wrote it in their law that these are our rights. Now, you have no right that you don't exercise. You only have the rights you exercise. They're like muscles. If you don't exercise them, they atrophy. So I follow all of the rights we had in the Indigenous Rights Act of the United Nations, the Indigenous Rights Act of the United States. And I followed the process of the tribal side of what we call the redemption process, which is the reclaiming of the birthright of the rightful heirs of the land, using the oral tradition because it's the tribal tradition that's the oldest means of communicating to our people a change, right? When the chief come out and he following the oral tradition, then the people begin to see what's being done, but it takes time to be detoxed from the old ways, from the ways of the system that's in play. So it took me 7 years of repeating this to get enough attention to what I was doing, but I was really not worried about all of the people actually hearing me. I was more worried about the oral tradition redemption process by identifying who did it, what they did, and why they was wrong, and why we are no longer accepting that, right? By activating old tribal laws like Article 77 of the Iroquois Confederate Constitution, because it's grandfathered in. It's never been repealed or overturned. That means it's still active. And that means that the tribes can use it. And if the U.S. corporation is a legal fiction brought in from England as an interim government, then we have a right to evict them because look at what they doing to our babies.
Yep, right.
Right? Look what they doing to the brothers in the street. So we have a right to evict them because they violated the agreements. But nobody couldn't understand that when I first started telling us, because it was outside of the paradigm of the mental seduction of the sociological program. They created us to not want to be free and to think that freedom rests in the system that's taking freedom away from you more and more every law they pass. It's so many laws on the book, I guarantee you, during the course of a day, everybody break a law. They just don't know it's on the books. It's so many laws on the books that the police don't even know all the laws on the books. Then they supposed to be enforcing.
They sure don't. They don't know even a piece of the laws on the books.
Right. So how you going to enforce something you don't know what it say? Matriarchy is real simple. The simplest answer is normally the right answer. Right? And ain't no big eyes or no little U's under the matriarchy. The most qualified for the position gonna get the job just because they more qualified. And they can't lead a job until they either somebody more qualified come along or they train a successor to replace them. Right? That's the only way you can lose your job in the matriarchy. Because if you're the most qualified for the job, that means you're supposed to be there according to the laws of nature. You were designed for that function. Either you built yourself for it or God created you for it. Either way, no matter how you look at it, if you're the best person for the job under the matriarchy, that's your job. And you can't just give it up. You got to have a viable, suitable replacement. If you don't have a viable, suitable replacement, you got to hold that function till you train one. And that's the difference. And trainee, you could be a trainee on any job. You know, just thinking about early life. Who you gonna be the apprentice to, the understudy of? Because the people that you study under, they're gonna give you the skill set that they have, but you still got to make it your own in order to maximize its potential. right? So, like, a lot of people don't be knowing that all of this stuff is part of life. When you live in life, stuff happens in life to let you know you live.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it hurt. Sometimes it feel good. Sometimes it piss you off. That's how you know you living. When you leave this physical realm and you go back to your spirit self, the only thing you want to know is, did you feel? Ain't no emotions in the spiritual world. You all information,
Mm-hmm.
all data. So when you in the physical realm, the goal is to be so present while you present that you can feel your divinity in your presence in the physical world. And
Mm.
that's how you got to turn on your love light, because that's the light that shines the way on the path of darkness, straight from the heart. And people will open up doors for you when you shining in your love frequency that will never open up for you on your intellectual capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
Starts with self-love, and then it spreads out. It's just like respect start with self-respect.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't respect yourself, you're gonna be so disrespectful. Other people just gonna disrespect you.
Yep, facts.
But when you be respectful to other people, right? I don't say be nice. I say be kind and courteous.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck being nice. Nice mean being a pushover. I'm not nice, but I treat people the way I want to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
And if they go outside that, they mean they want me to mistreat them. So I'm gonna mistreat their ass.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna misuse you, but I'm gonna use you according to the parameters you gave me.
Yep, facts.
So don't make me use you for a punching bag. Because I don't got no problem doing it.
You already know I concur.
So if you don't force my hand, I won't force yours.
Mm-hmm.
I lead with peace and love. I don't lead with war and danger. But war and danger
Mm-hmm.
always follow me in peace and love.
Yep, it's true.
I, I don't fear neither one of them. I'm
Yep.
with the shits. But my mama told me stop being so shitty. So I had to change my ways.
Yeah, she told me that too. I don't know why. No, I'm just kidding. Still trying to figure it out because they keep fucking with me. But you know, oh yeah, I use profanity. Sorry if you're new here. Um, if you don't like profanity, you don't want to listen to me again because I
Hey,
curse.
look, my big mama got on my case so many
it's
times.
it's
I had to
expression.
tone it down. I had to tone it down. And she said, you know, kids be watching you. You can't be on there talking like a sailor all the time. I said, yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. What we tell her?
When people were
I
telling
thought,
me that kids were watching me or they teenagers were watching me, I was like, why do you have them watching me? I'll be cursing. I felt bad.
but you know, the profanity is a paradigm interrupter.
Mm-hmm.
When people that cringe at curse words, well
Mm-hmm.
programmed. They are well programmed.
Oh yeah. I can see that. Mm-hmm.
Because the curse word irritate they program. Because it's affecting the algorithm that they brain operating on. I ain't got no problem. I'll flip some curse words.
It makes sense though, because if you think about it, like for me, I don't try to curse. It comes out authentically, right? So that means it's an expression and it means it's like a free expression. So if you feel like you have to like hold something back, because that's not an open throat chakra. That's you holding something back. That's a characteristic you're trying to portray. That's a, oh, I can't say that because I'm trying, you know what I mean? You're
Hmm.
thinking about it. But
Yeah,
if you're
you
not
that mean
thinking about
you forcing
what you're
yourself to fit
yeah, you're
inside the
forcing
lane.
yourself to you're suppressing something.
That's a beautiful color. And next time, stay in the lanes. Stay in the lane. Teach you to always color in the lanes. I don't like your lanes. I'm gonna make my own lane.
That's creativity though. When you think about
Mhm.
it, that's what abstract art is. It's not having any type of structure. It's just freely. creating, you know? So,
Yeah.
mm-hmm,
And you know, a picture worth 1,000 words. Wait till y'all
absolutely.
learn how to read the pictures. Oh my goodness.
I love
That
abstract art. I always like, I don't know why. I just be like all into it. It's so deep to me.
yeah. You know where cartoons come from?
No.
Hieroglyphics.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you are from the bloodline, the royal bloodlines, and you looking at the
Mm-hmm.
hieroglyphics, they not just images on the wall, they animate.
Oh, yeah, that's true. They
But
are.
you have to be synced to the bloodline that the message is for in order for it to activate.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you're just looking at pictures on the wall, but they animate. It look like you're watching a cartoon, but it's telling you a whole lot of historical information, and it's opening
True.
your program up to be able to draw a conclusion from if we was here, how did we get here? And
Mm-hmm.
then it'll walk you through everything. That's what the idea of animation came from. The
So it's like a
hieroglyphics.
map,
Yeah.
like a map to be able to know, like it's clues to like
So
knowing who you are through
yeah,
those.
they
Mm-hmm.
activate DNA codons in that part where they call junk DNA.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have junk DNA. There's no such thing. There's mama didn't give you nothing you didn't need in your biological makeup.
Right.
Now, just because it's not active doesn't make it junk.
Mm-hmm.
It just means that something has to trigger it to activate. And
Mm-hmm.
one of those things, if you're from the right bloodline, is sitting in front of the hieroglyphics. Even if you're looking at them in the book, because it's triggering your codon that's going to open up a ancestral message memory, and it could come back to you as a dream, as a aha effect in your day to day while you walking down the street. You ain't even thinking about it, and then it was just click that what it meant. Like, oh, that's what that meant. That's out of nowhere, but that's because it has to figure out how to go from information packet in the DNA codon and how to move through your life experience to be a comprehensive thought.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to let the subconscious work it out while you going about your business. And that's why it come back to you at what they call inopportune times as an aha effect,
Mm-hmm. That happens
right?
a lot to me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do y'all have any other questions? You taking more questions, Chief, or we finna end this?
Let's take one more.
They said fuck you is actually high vibrational, even as I feel like it is, no. Cause I feel good after I say it to somebody. If they warned it for me to say fuck you, and I feel good after I say it. So maybe it is. What did you write, Kia? She said, can
Uh,
you read mine? I didn't see it.
so Lisa Law said, I need help because for 7 years they have turned a deaf ears. What do I do? Because I'm not a quitter. This has been a real test of patience. The problem with answering that question is I don't know what you've been doing or trying to do, or what message you've been trying to get across that they've been turning deaf ears on.
Hold on, I'm gonna pin this because Kia wanted to know this real quick.
What code are the numbers?
Said 10:44 p.m. Eastern, live 1 hour. Her battery got 13% and 11 was watching on here. Oh, you're on Facebook.
1044, that's an angel 10 toes down. The 1 hour is a time span. One means the hour of initiation, 13%, sent by the Queen Mother. 13 is the seal of the Queen Mother. Percent means sent for. Queen Mother sent for. 11 means to initiate or initiating in the process of initiation.
That number 13 just been coming up all week.
Yeah, that's the Queen Mother seal when you see it.
And I was born on the 13th. That's why it just like sticking out to me so bad.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's
Yeah. So from here we go into the trying to assemble the planning team because you need somebody in charge of entertainment, somebody in charge of lodging, somebody in charge of food. Then you need the people that's going to perform the rituals. So I got you. I'll be watching.
yeah.
I see a lot of people doing a lot of stuff, and I can point you to where they have beneficial programs already from their experience, which makes them better teachers.
Yeah. So we were, and just real quick, just want to touch on it real quick because we have been on here for a while. I'm going to hold you too much longer. We going on 3 hours, but this was a very informational live. I'm so thankful that you came and that you really was speaking, you know what I'm saying, to all of us, and so that we can come together as a collective, especially as the matriarchs. But do have one question for you myself personally. So I know we were talking behind the scenes, and you said that we would need to meet together. That was a purpose. Somebody asked earlier. That was the purpose of him showing you um Michigan and
But yeah.
the yeah. So
So
can you go into that a little bit?
yeah. So Torch Lake is a sacred site for the tribes of the land, and it's the where the women would be meeting in the matriarchal gathering of females to alter their frequencies, right? So it took a while to figure out all of the codes to tell us where everything go, but we figured out the location. We have the archaeological reference of the Statue of Liberty with her torch in the right hand, Michigan being the right hand, the Lower Peninsula, and then the Torch Lake being the where the Ojibwe called it the Lake of Torches, which is a gathering place for women, right? Because we know that Pharaoh means woman of the house or woman who lights the house. They try to tell us it means the lighthouse. We know that
Mhm.
the woman that light the house is the one who sits on the throne because she is the throne. And we know that they called the throne Set, but her name was Mary. That's why her land was called Ta Mary. We know that we have to go back to matriarchal order and the women resyncing and rededicating their feminine to healing, and the healing of the sisterhood is to create a frequency of mother over the whole of the earth in order for us to heal the earth and its inhabitants. It's
Mhm.
going to heal people, and but the negative side effect is it's going to cut off anybody that's not supposed to be here. They won't be able to match the new frequency.
Mhm.
So hopefully that answered.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna let Chief go. We're gonna end this live stream because we both have been on here for a while. And if you guys missed the live, please run it back. Facebook and also YouTube is streaming from both platforms. Right, if you want to share, you can. I streamed it from both Facebook and YouTube as well.
Mm-hmm.
um and all it's very informational. Again, we are meeting, we do have meeting of matriarchs every Friday. So today Rod blessed us on our meeting of matriarchs, which is our ritual that we do now amongst the matriarchs that have come together so far. We do it on Facebook, and we're going to also start streaming on both YouTube and Facebook. And so today was our first time streaming on YouTube. But we had to have our chief come through because he had a message for us, and so it was very pertinent that I bring him on because we're starting this and I need us to continue with this. Anybody is welcome on the platform to speak with the meeting of the matriarchs. So we do it every Friday, same time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central, and 8 p.m. Eastern time every Friday. Unless y'all in the clubs, we ain't in the clubs. We handling business. Okay. So my name is Drea Boss Mylan on Facebook. If you guys want to meet me on Facebook, if you want to DM me on anything that you have to contribute to the collective, we are also doing, work behind the scenes outside of stream where we're helping families and we're coming together and, just trying to each one help the other one. If we have it, we have it. If you don't have it and you want to help somebody else, we're doing that as well. So we are a beautiful collective, all in love, no hate, no malice, no nothing. Leave it outside. Okay. But it's just a beautiful collective. So if you guys want to be a part of it, everybody is welcome. And yeah, peace and love to y'all. Chief, you want to say something before we leave?
Yeah. If somebody wanted to assist you with as part of the organizing committee, what would they need to just send you their skill set and
Yeah, and DM me. You can message me here, or you can DM me on Facebook. Like I said, it's Drea. How you see my name now, Drea, DRIYAH. Boss, BOSS, Mylan, MILON. Just DM me. I've already had a lot of matriarchs coming through DMing me and telling me what their skill sets are so that we could put them in place. And some people have already been working. So yeah, just let me know what it is. It's all love, y'all. Let's get it. That's it.
yeah.
Yeah. Y'all will hear backstories of myself as well, because some of y'all don't know me. So I'm not just popping up. I actually have some things happening that, where I'm being used for a reason. When he was speaking about, sometimes you have to go through things in order for you to be able to be in that position to catapult and to be able to make a change and different things like that. That's kind of like what happened with me. I was told before those things happened that I was going to be speaking again, and then some things happened, but I don't want to go into it. But if you guys come to the meeting of the matriarchs and stuff like that, y'all can get a background of everything. But listen, it don't even matter. Like, it just put fuel to my fire. That's it. That's
And
it, and that's
if,
all.
if if you have any questions, Drea, before your next one, or the sisters have any questions for you, just let me know. I'll give you the answer and the receipts for you to go over on your future shows. And
Okay.
that's all the way until y'all manifest the event. Another thing, we in the middle of the Lionsgate portal that maximizes on 8/8.
Yep.
And
X.
it ends with an eclipse.
Okay.
Now, why is the Lionsgate portal important for women? Think about a Pride Alliance.
Mm-hmm.
This is a call to women that's come in pure heart with no malice and no ill intent, just to rebalance and restore the actual rightful balance to themselves and to the earth. Because
Mm-hmm.
when you heal yourself, it helps the earth to heal. When a lot of
Mm-hmm.
y'all heal, it allows the earth to heal faster, right? So you look at the antibodies of the earth as the people. The organic original people of the earth is the antibodies. So we either gonna fix what's broke or we gonna destroy it. Before we can destroy it, we gotta be sure it can't be fixed. It's just the rules under the matriarchy that's different from patriarchy to just blow it all up, right? Under the matriarchy, you have to say, you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You take the baby out, dump the bathwater,
Mm-hmm.
because it's no more good. And when it's time for a new bath, you run a new bath. So the matriarchy doesn't allow us to just blanketly dispense with functional, like for instance, the banking system is used along with the IRS to take our wealth, to suck it from us. We can
Mm-hmm.
use their infrastructure to give it back. The infrastructure also have us cataloged by number so they'll know exactly who to give it back to,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, the family lines fall under what's called family estates. The government know who is the key holder to each one of our family's estates. They're going to track us back to a particular big mama, and then there's got to be a certain number of people under her to activate the totality of it. right? And they know because they have all of the records. They just been keeping them from us to
Yeah.
make our research difficult, right? And that's why they rewrote the historical narrative and gave us false narratives as control measures. So just the fact that the women willing to come together to reclaim the feminine earth. Earth is a feminine planet, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why Earth women were selected as the heirs to the earth. The oldest contract is the contract that determined the gender of the planet with Prime Creator. All of the planets are not feminine,
Mm-hmm.
but Earth and Venus is.
Mm-hmm.
So when you understand that Prime Creator, we call her Big Mama in the physical form, but in the spirit, we just call her Creator. Assign everything a place to be. It's like going into your kitchen cabinet and you can't find where you put the can of beans because you just slapped all of the cans in there. She don't operate like that. That's chaos.
Yep.
She know exactly, look under the cabinet, 3 rows to the left, and grab me a can of them beans. She ain't looking. Boy, look under there and look in the back and give me those carrots.
That's me. I know where everything
Right.
is.
That's the mother energy to manage the energies of chaos and structure and order.
Mm-hmm.
That's why women are better multitaskers than men. Don't mean men can't multitask. It comes more natural to women to do it than it does. Men have to practice. And most of them too lazy to practice.
Yeah.
So they can't listen to their kids while they cooking in the kitchen, talking to their homeboys on the telephone. Now, I can go back to my childhood. Remember my mama in the kitchen. We playing in the living room. She on the phone talking to my auntie on the other side of the country, hollering in there. Y'all, didn't I say don't turn that channel? Wait a minute. I thought you was cooking and talking on the phone. How you know we turned the channel?
That's how my grandkids be looking at me like,
Because that's when you in your mother energy, it's second nature.
mm-hmm.
Even when you don't literally physically see your child, you have a spiritual link. You know if something wrong.
Yeah.
You
Don't I
feel it
know?
in your bones. Like, let me check on my babies.
Mm-hmm.
And the more in your power you is, you can actually look at the world through your child's eyes in meditation because they got your mitochondria. That's your spiritual connection to your child.
Mm-hmm.
This is why women they told they had miscarriages have nightmares about a child that's being tortured somewhere. She didn't have a miscarriage and stole her baby.
Mm-hmm.
And she's seeing through that baby eyes the torture they putting it through. So she having nightmares now.
Mm-hmm.
We do not understand the full totality of the power of woman when she's vibrating on that frequency called mother. That's the most highest form of vibration in its true form of feminine energy. She can do super stuff from that frequency. Like, I only got enough to feed 4 kids, but I got 9 kids in this house. I figure out something, go in
Gotta
there, start
calculate
cooking.
it. Yeah.
And when
Mm-hmm.
she get done cooking, 9 babies is eating,
Mm-hmm.
and they gonna be full.
Yeah.
Alchemy. That's all it is alchemy. It's natural.
Mm-hmm.
You cook a 1 pound bag of rice that yield 4 pounds of cooked rice. It's only supposed to yield 1.5 pounds. But because your heart was open and your need for the children matched your open heart frequency, creator can expand what's already present. That's how you feed the multitude with 2 fish and 5 loaves. Alchemy.
Mm-hmm.
That had to be Isis. That couldn't have been Heru,
Mm-hmm.
right? Mitochondrial frequency. If I could just touch the hem of her garment, I know I'll be made whole. That's how powerful fully activated mitochondria is.
I
If
feel
another,
men from just touching them, so I know.
yeah. So if you go
Yeah.
back to the story, the woman that wanted to touch the hem of her garment had been in menstrual for years and had gave all her wealth to doctors to try to fix her. None of them could fix her. But when she knew, if I can just get close enough to touch the hem of her garment, I'll be healed.
Mm-hmm.
It's something innate in the woman to already know that a healed woman can facilitate her healing. But because of the program and the conjuring magic to break the sisterhood up, that's
Mm-hmm.
slow to happen. But now y'all got the keys, because I'm gonna give them all to you. Unlock every lock, break every chain, kick down every motherfucking door, and let these sisters up in here, because they didn't let the GDs in the door.
My favorites.
They didn't let the GDs in the door. So since they didn't let us in, and I've been leading the charge since my chief is indisposed at the moment, I took it up on myself to finish what he couldn't, because they wouldn't let him. So now the GD's in the door, I'm gonna hold it open while all my sisters walk through, and I'm just gonna see who got something to say about it. Look, I'm gonna tell you this last thing, and then we can go after this. Noble Drew Ali started the Moorish Science Temple, but he also started something called the Moorish Women's Consulate. The Dirty Moors has been suppressing the Moorish Women's Consulate the whole time, trying to not let us know what Noble Drew Ali was telling us that the women's job was. And that's why he gave us the elephant as the reference.
Mm-hmm.
The elephant is matriarchal. And this is why he said the elephant is our watchdog, right? And the elephant was a symbol for the matriarchy. And he came to uplift fallen humanity, and the only humanity that ever fell but didn't really fall, was just ignored, was the matriarchy. Because once the matriarchy is restored, it uplifts the whole of humanity. From the cares of the world, from admiralty and maritime to solid ground, what they call prima firma, the firm earth,
Mm-hmm.
right? The firm earth, the ground, the solid ground,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the earth, 5% nations say the women is the earth. Let it sink in. All of the tribes got a piece. The earths in New York, the sisters, they got their own little meeting group. They reach out to you. All of these groups of women should be gathering to figure out how to take this power back, because it's y'all's. And y'all not asking for no favors. Y'all just doing what y'all got the right to do. You just exercising your right. You ain't got to ask for no favors. The Million Woman March was to tell us that they stole our power in Philadelphia. That's why they went to Philadelphia. The Million Man March was in D.C. because it was a military enclave. It had nothing to do with politics. That's why they had a Million Man March in D.C. But the Million Family March, I think that took place in New York. Well, why would they pick New York? That's the Empire State. And the Empire decided to break up the family. So that's why it would be New York. Everything got a reason for it. But if you don't know the reason, then you probably won't get the message of the purpose and the cause of the action.
Mm-hmm.
All tribes involved. If you go back to Scipico putting the Pope on notice, a lot of us don't know that. She told him the chiefs across the land have been selected. Who selected them? Matriarchs. Their mothers present them to the women in the community for examination. If he passed the local examination, they start sending him around the country to get examined.
Mm-hmm.
Send him to all her sisters to get examined. Send him to his sisters' in-laws to get examined. And when they all say he passed the test, he passed the test. They've been selected. They know who we are. It's just that the government is trying to pretend like they don't know what's going on, and they fully aware, just like they watching us right now in Raven Rock, Colorado, on a big ass screen.
Hey.
Because they wanted to see how much of this information was I really gonna give y'all. And that's why we was having problems at the beginning, because that's the calling card to let you know they tapping in.
Mm-hmm.
So we know they watching. So we notice the agents, notice the principal. They already got the notice. Matriarchy is rising. Period. And I'm helping them. And I don't care if they don't like it.
And
And I don't care if they don't like it.
and I definitely don't care, because I know what y'all just did to me and my family, and I'm watching, and I'm on it.
You can take us on home from here, Drew.
Okay, I don't got nothing else to say.
That's a lot
I'm
of
glad you
information.
ended it like that, because what? I'm glad you ended it like that. Yeah, but anyways, y'all, I just wanted to say again, if you all want to reach out to me, Drea Boss Smiling on Facebook, you can go to Rod page. You probably see me on there. I'm always in his comments and stuff. And sometimes we share each other's stuff as well. And so that you guys can be a part of the collective as well of what we have going on this end of things, the meeting of the matriarchs. That's why that is the name of my YouTube channel, because that's my focus. That is my only focus outside of being a matriarch myself and my own family. But outside of that, this is my focus. And mother called me out like, hey, let's go. And so it's go time. So, you can reach me out that way. Also, Rod and I stay in contact, and I'm collaborating with him on making sure like that we do everything that we need to do, and any type of messages he gonna transpire to me so that I can also relate them as well. We have other matriarchs that we like collab, y'all. It's like a collaboration. This is like a collective. So we all one, right? So it's not a me thing. I'm not a person overhead of nothing. I'm just a person that is answering the call, and putting the call out there for others to also answer. So that's what it is. But thank y'all for just joining. We're gonna do this again. I'm also gonna have other emperors on here as well. It's not just for females, but for the most part, most of our meetings are meeting of the matriarchs, and it's all of us collectively. If you guys want to join the live, you want to do a live with me, if you want me to host a live for you to speak, and you got a message, and you got some downloads, you got some codes, you got whatever it is, that's what this platform is about, So hopefully you guys enjoyed the live tonight. We did put our cash apps up there. I did it because, in case you want to send donations, it's always welcome. But other than that, we are going to leave up out of here. And y'all make sure y'all show Chief Rod Hayes some love in the comments, y'all, because he has been working overtime for all of us on this whole entire planet, and he deserves all love. So y'all make sure y'all show him love. Y'all make sure y'all send him some donations. Anything you got, I'm pretty sure it's appreciated. So
Always gratitude to everything. I'm about to
gratitude for sure.
there.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and end the live. Next time that I'm live, I'm gonna end with some music or come on with music. But either which way, we got a goddess. She got some dope music, y'all. And I really wish I could have played it tonight, but we probably got CIA messing with us. But anyways, next time, next time we gonna have it together, okay? I don't care. I'm gonna have to speak over it. Okay, it's gonna happen. So. Is that it, right?
That's it.
All right, I gotta talk to my grandbaby, y'all, because I'm really a matriarch for real, for real. Like I love being a grandmama. So I gotta talk to my grandbaby, and I gotta talk to my other 3 grandchildren. So, all right, y'all, peace and love. Till next time.
Till
Love
next time.
y'all.